Can you guys hear me? Just want to make sure that everything works before everything. So yeah, just making sure. Hi. Wait, let me turn this down a little bit. Da, da, da. Maybe that's too short. I don't know if you guys can actually hear me or not. Oh dear. Oh, you can hear me. Okay. This sounds good. Okay, let me just get. Oh yeah. The little avatar is like down here. Let me go get it. Do 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 da 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 da. Hello. How are you? Oh, it's Mr. Chudy! Mr. Chudy's in the chat. Hello, Chudy! Chudy! And there's Mr. Dystopian. Hello. And then on X is Catalytic Comics. Hello. Hi. As you can see, I made yes, Jack Killer. Hello. Yeah, this is okay. So, long story short, for the past few days, I did one of those demo trials on Live 2D, and in 3 days, I managed to rig this guy. So it's a little bit like flimsy, I guess, but yeah, this is a little VTuber I made. Yay! It's still a little bit. It's still a work in progress, but yeah. I've been told that I should be very proud because it was made in like 3 days. So yeah, I kind of enjoy it. There's still stuff to learn and do with it, obviously, as you can see. Hang on, maybe I have something in the way. Maybe that's giving it a little bit of problems, but yeah. I've been learning a lot of different stuff right now, and just thought I'd like to show everybody what I've been working on for the past few days. And yeah, as you can see, it's not like 100%, but yeah, this is my little dude. He's so cute. It's a little orange, as you can see. I'm very happy for it. But yeah, I thought it'd be nice if we just did a little chat today and just said hello to each other, or we could do something really fun and nice. Maybe play a game, or like talk about current comic stuff if you like, or some people could come on and chat with me. I like that too. I think that would be lots of fun. It's viewer choice. How about we do that? Viewer choice. Viewer choice gets to decide everything. So if you guys want to come on and chat or something like that, everything is free for all. We could like play a game or something if needed. There's a lot we could do, in other words, and I want you guys to have that, because like I know a lot of stuff has happened. Like Jim Shooter has just passed away, and that's a very big thing because it's Jim Shooter, and it was an amazing editor at Marvel Comics, and I know a lot of them didn't like him there, but I'm like, Jim Shooter was one of the best personally. I think he was really cool. I'm a little bit sick. I went and visited family, like in another state, and I got a cold from it. I mean, you know, like, you're gonna get that recycled air from the airport. So, but somebody was sick there. I caught their cold, and then the recycled air, I think, didn't do me any favors. And then I think it's allergy season where I'm at, so it's like it gets a little bit like. So yeah, it's a lot of. I've been very tired and very like ill stuff. Volume is kind of low. Face red, droopy. What? Oh, face red, droopy. What? Face red, droopy eyes. What? What? Face red, droopy eyes. Yeah, I'm okay, Ultimate Agent. Don't worry. Get that. Don't worry, I'm okay. Yes, I bet you do know that, Jack, about getting sick. I think everybody knows a little bit about getting sick. It's not fun. I am, don't worry, I'll live. I'll live. 'Cause it's me. But yeah, like, there's been a lot of different stuff happening there. I thought it would be fun in the future if we all get together and maybe talk about some comics that we've been reading for like for the past month or the past week or something like that. Just get together and talk about. I've been really getting into different stuff. I've been trying to get into more independent works that are like published, that are like at comic book shops, because you know I like collecting independent works a lot, and it's like, you know, you can only do so much with the crowdfunders because you gotta wait, and I'm an impatient little monster. So yeah, there's been some fun stuff that came on out in independent lands. Yeah, Master Chudi, I love NyQuil. I take Dayquil though. NyQuil makes me too drowsy. I drink it, and then in the morning I'm still super drowsy. Apparently, there's like an ingredient in there that just takes high effect on me or something. Apparently, my mom has that issue too. It's like also in Mucinex or some sleeping pills, and it just I'm out for the whole day. It's like, dang. It's just like it's like getting hit with a baseball bat. It's like I want to just go lie down. Yeah, Erotic sent me some videos to react to too. So we can watch those if you guys would like to. Oh, Dystopia wants to know, what program did I use for my avatar? Well, it's designed on Clip Studio Paint, just like this background. The background was made in Clip Studio. And this avatar was made in Clip Studio, all the pieces and parts. And then I use Live 2D for the rigging. I don't know any other program that really does rigging. And then for the Foley animation and the video, I use Live 2D. So yeah, I think the mouth is a little bit too loud right now because I need to get that mouth movement much smaller, like bah! But it really should be like bah! Okay, there we go. But yeah, it's a little bit like weird. I'm not like the best at this, don't forget. So yeah, it's a lot of it's a process. It's a process. But I hope to get better. It's but yeah, I'm having a good time. Don't worry. It's a wonderful thing to learn this stuff, this program, and also to learn other things. It's nice. So I guess technically, you could call me a little rigger. I did this in 3 days, so I am a fast learning. Rigor mortis, rig person. Yeah, I can rig, I guess. I can rig little avatars to do things. It's kind of fun. Honestly, it's like a paper doll that you animate. So in the idea of a paper doll, you gotta cut out every single little piece and make them on their own separate spots. I do that for all these little guys, and it comes out really nice. So yeah, I hope that helps. I hope that helps, Dystopia. I'm not like, I know I'm a little bit weird, shit, and like I'm not able to like fully explain things. So my apologies if I'm failing at this. I wonder if I can add in the chat in this thing. I'm not very smart, as I think you guys know. I'm not like, I'm not very savvy in a lot of things, so I try my best. Let's see, can I get this? Can I get the full chat of can I get the one I'm using? I'm using like this Restream thing that everybody said, you gotta try Restream. It's like excellent. And I'm like, okay, I'll try that. Yeah, that would be nice, right? No, I saw that, and it's really, really nice that you sent that to me. I really appreciate that. Okay, that's pretty explored. Yeah, so we may try that. Would you guys like to do that? Like, we could do that. I just want everybody to feel good and with a good decision on themselves. Because I know it's like a little bit of a thing. and we're all silly and everything else. I just want everybody to have their own decisions. So don't mind. Like I'm looking at everybody's reactions and statements. I can see you in the chat. Don't worry. I'm not playing game right now, so I can do both. But yeah, we can draw. We can. I can show you a little bit of VTuber. I guess I can try and show you VTuber Studio stuff. We could just sit here in this blank screen. We could like talk to people. You know me, I like talking to people. It's really fun to talk to people. We could see little stuff you can do on this little avatar too. I could show you some of that stuff. Oh, my volume is low. Okay, hang on. Bratty cat stream. It's not bratty. I'm not bratty. At least I try not to be. What the? Hang on. Let's see if I can fix this. Is it better? Is this better? I'm trying to be okay. Maybe this. How about now? I'm like really out. Like I know my voice isn't the best. So yeah. I mean, I don't know. Is there 2 microphones going? Oh no. Double check his cheese. Okay, the echo is gone now. Okay. Wait. How about now? Does this work? Can you guys hear me? Check the webcam. My webcam doesn't have audio. I don't do audio through webcam. Oh, hello, CD. Can you guys hear me? Okay, audio is better. Okay. Yeah, I accidentally put in 2 audios. I am so sorry. I'm still trying to learn this. Wait, this isn't Twitch. Yeah, I'm not doing Twitch. Today it's just YouTube and X right now. I thought that would be nice, just a nice relaxing thing. And just talking about things. I wanted to put some little piano on and just chat with everybody. Yeah. So, yeah, it's just a little bit of different things. I'm really happy that you guys seem to enjoy this. Oh, Ultimate Agent 25, you missed me? He says, you say we missed you? Oh, I'm so sorry. I missed you too. I missed a lot of things, haven't I? I've been away for a very long time. There was a lot of things that happened, as we all know. I think I didn't hide from it. I just don't like to like make it all about that kind of stuff because yeah, my dad passed and then I kind of just went through a funk. Managed to send out my comic, but it's been kind of just like I was drained for a while. It's been an interesting journey for the past few years after his passing. It's tough, but I will keep going in his sake. Yeah. So I hope to do more comics in the future. More interesting comics, maybe a sequel to Behemoth, if that's okay with you guys. If you guys enjoyed it. Oh, Erratic Productions. I just discovered you through Fresher Luke. Oh, yay! Yay, I like Fresher. He's a very nice man, isn't he? He's actually really lots of fun. I've had excellent interviews with him in the past. And he's very fun. And I like talking to him and learning about the animation industry. I think I one time joked to him. I was like, "Hey Luke, did you help animate Bluey?" And I think he yelled at me. It was really funny. Yeah, go ask him if he animated Bluey. It's funny. But it was really fun. We talked about if anybody does not know, a few of us went together and we chatted with Fresher Luke about the new Animal Farm movie, and I was very out of it at the time of doing it because I have this cold, and it was I was feeling very cruddy that day, and I was a little bit out of it, but I think I ranted a bit, and I feel really bad. I'm like, I should have been more passionate about the main source material and so forth. But yeah, long story short, for anybody that does not know, there has been they're making a new anime movie of Animal Farm. or they did. It was a showcase at a French film festival with Joe Rogan and his friends or something like that, which is pretty much eradicated most of the book's telling, because, you know, it's supposed to be a retelling of Stalinism and like how Stalin rose to power, but they re-edited it and rewrote it to be like, you know, an allegory for current year politics in America, which is kind of against everything it stands for. And now it's like a pro-communist story, but it's like, is it technically Animal Farm a warning of the like communist stuff? Because it never works out well. It's like, yeah, this is what they do. They make it sound like it's great, and then you get Stalin or something like that. It's like, this isn't good, guys. But yeah, so they like rehash the whole story, and it made me very sad and upset. Ultimate Agent, why is my face red? I don't know. Ultimate Agent plush emo. Ew! No RPing in my channel. No RPing. Mr. Dystopia says, why do you think Sadie Sink cast as possibility Mayday Parker? Oh yeah, so there is a little while ago it was known that Sadie Sink for the Stranger Things franchise is been cast for the latest Spider-Man movie. There's been a few things that I thought about with it, because they said they still want to do some Spider-Verse elements into there. And we already know Mary Jane's going to show up into the movie. A few people have different guesses onto what she is, but they said she would be playing a spunky, like heroic character or something like that. And I thought, because of the mixture of the AU kind of thing they wanted to do, or like the multiverse stuff they want to add in, I was thinking this could be an option to put in Mayday Parker, especially if you keep her with the red hair. You could actually put her in as, because a lot of the Sam Raimi fans have highly, after the previous movie, there was high speculation and push for not only to make an Andrew Garfield Amazing Spider-Man 3, but there was also a push to make something by us loser, like us Spider-Girl fans and so forth. There was a lot of talk about you could also continue the Sam Raimi films by moving it from that Peter, especially after the stabbing in the No Way Home or whatever. You could put in the Mayday Parker. So yeah, for a bit I had an interesting theory that Sadie Sink could be actually playing Mayday Parker from an alternate universe to do something like that. If it's not, I really hope she's playing Felicia Hardy. I would like there to be a Felicia Hardy display. I think Felicia doesn't get enough into the films, and she is such a great beloved character. She gets kind of foreshadowed a lot for other romances, and it's like, I'm not a big fan of that. I do like the one positive about the new Sony home movie, like home Spider-Man stuff, was that they went with Liz Allen for the first romance, which is very good. Would have been kind of cool to do Betty Brant. They didn't do Betty Brant. Betty Brant is technically, to me, is actually Peter Parker's first love interest, romantic crush kind of thing. I know they're like, it's Gwen Stacy was his first love. It's like, yeah, but Betty Brant, come on, Betty Brant. She loved Peter. She thought he was cute. So yeah. Purity says, aren't you supposed to be resting your voice? Yeah, but Purity, I said to everyone I was going to go and show my brand new bottle. And I can't, a promise is a promise. I can't say no. I can't say no, Purity. But look at the little model. It can wiggle and twitch. And I can learn to make you pretty models too. And that would be fun. Also, speaking of things to do for stuff, Purity says you could have stuck around in the Discord to join our horror gaming. I can? But Purity, that was your streaming. I look good. Can't wait till we start this. Yay! Yeah, we're having a secret project, me and Purity. But Purity, you're busy. I can't bother you. I really do like horror streaming with you. That's super fun. They made Betty Brant look more like Gwen Stacy. Oh yeah, there is a Betty Brant. I forgot about that, Mr. Dystopian. There is a Betty Brant. You could have asked. I would have let you. Oh my gosh! Really, Purity? Oh, okay. I feel bad. Wait, do you want me to I don't know, chat. Do you want me to join Purity? Do you want me to do things with Purity right now? I could do that. Would the chat like me to join Purity? I'm just being a dirt. Oh, I'm so happy. Purity says, of course. I could go and hang with Purity. I love Purity. Yeah, Purity. I've been feeling really sick today, so it's been really out of it. Ultimate age of 25. You can interpret Animal Farm as anti-tyranny story. Yeah, you can. It's also just a warning about manipulation and so forth. Okay, Purity says she's done streaming, so enjoy your stream. Yeah, the thing is, I kind of just woke up. I haven't been feeling very good today. It's been a very, very, yeah, it's a lot of things. I feel kind of in a funk. Okay, Purity says she's got to do editing tomorrow, but she'll be behind all day, and we have demos and things to do. I know which visual novel you want me to mock. I bet anything. Okay, fine, I'll join for that one. I need to make this thing angry eyebrows. That'd be fun for this. Just don't overdo it. Thank you. I love you too. Yeah, I should learn to make some model objects. I think I've kind of figured out how to do that, and I think that would be fun to make like little angry eyebrows or something. Me. Sorry. Yeah, I'm not like 100% yet. Hang on. Oh. But yeah, it's there's been a lot of interesting conversation right now during the the Spider-Man thing. Sorry, I'm drinking. So there's that new movie that's coming on out of it. They decided to name Brand New Day, which is my inner nightmare. As we all know, I'm a little bit of a psychopath with that. But now the more info we are getting about that is that Frank Castle will appear into this movie, and it seems like he will play a larger role. It's kind of nice because, as people have pointed out, that the actor that played Frank Castle and the actor that played Spider-Man, they both did they auditioned together for their roles as Spider-Man and Frank Castle, which is like because they met each other through another film, along with apparently Tom Holland was in a film with the guy that plays Thor, and so he asked him, and it was like, is there any way, I kind of wanting to go for the Spider-Man role, can you give me can you give me some pointers and stuff? And he said, yeah, sure, I'll totally do that. And yeah, so like he worked his way up, and then they both auditioned together, so people are very excited because there's a good chance we'll get to see the audition tape, and that maybe in the release of the film we may get to see their original audition together. Jack A131, speaking of comics, did you see the guy who roasted the hell out of Gail Simone? I did not see that. Gail is a 50-50 for me. Sometimes she is I don't know. Sometimes she's like J.K. Rowling at times, you know, like back in the day, J.K. Rowling, like I know she got like slammed a while back, and then she just kind of like realized like, oh wow. But Gail likes to say a lot of stuff on the internet, but I will give her props. Her writing usually tends to be pretty good. But yeah, the fridging and so forth, that's how she gained her claim to fame, and she kind of used it a lot. Gail and I have had fights before in the past, because I don't really care for that, because I feel like she used that as a marketing gimmick and to get into the position that she's in, and specifically doesn't really
try to alter certain things at points. But she will use like certain things that people do feel oppressed about, and like specifically women, that she'll use these points to try and push herself up, but doesn't seem to alter certain things. I will say though, apparently she is an absolute excellent writer when it comes to Barbara Gordon. She is the go-to for that. But yeah, I do think that there's still a lot of issues I have with her and her feelings and her ideas. But I will not deny it. She knows certainly how to write certain characters. Amiga Arts New Word is back. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying my best. And a lot of stuff has gone crazy. Alika Purdue, I forgot I was subscribed to this channel. Oh, okay. I hope you enjoy over here in this channel. If you don't, I understand, and you can unsubscribe if you'd like. But thank you very much for coming. I hope you're enjoying your time here. Ultimate Age of 25, I think you're amazing. Ah, shucks. Thank you. Also, Ultimate Age of Gail's writing is deteriorated over the years. I mean, I could see that. A lot of writers, as they age, grow, and so forth, and certain things can cause their writing to deteriorate. And then it's like you're not at your heyday. It seems like you're focusing too much on other things. Mark Waid has had that over the years. Like, there's that interesting... He's kind of like a roller coaster. Then he'll go up, and then bam! And then up, and then bam! He does that all the time. It's really interesting, because, like, you know, he wrote, like, Crisis on Infinite Earths. He's written some of the best Flash runs. And then, suddenly he writes, what are they? What are they called? New Artists, the Champions. He wrote the Champions, and it was very, howdy do, fellow children. I too love the dab. I know the hashtag. And it's like, oh my gosh, this is so trash. This is like really fucking bad. And it's very much him desperately trying to get with the youth, and it's really like nails on a chalkboard. But then he comes back and he does this excellent, like, he apparently is doing great with his work over at DC, and I'm very happy, because I've been reading a little bit. I haven't fully read it yet, but the history of the DC universe that he wrote, and I'm a big junkie for that kind of stuff. It is fantastic. It's a phenomenal work. It's beautiful. Yes! Ultimate Agent says he has Trump derangement syndrome. That is true. Yeah, Amiga Art says he went nuts since the election of 2016, and it's reflected his writing. Yes! Yes, these are both very true. Oh, Mr. X says, I will say I'm digging the new model. It's cute. Aw, thank you. Aww. Mr. X, how do you do, fellow kids? Mark Waid for the past 10 years on and off. Yes! Yes, it is very true. It is very, very true. He is like that. He's an interesting guy. How do you do for little kids? My name is Mark Waid. I am special. But yeah, he has this desperation on that, and it's a little bit tough sometimes with him. But yeah, Mark Waid is an interesting character. As long as he gets back and sobers up, like the previous election, he announced that he would be half-assing most of his writing, and that was a huge disappointment to me, because he was going to write for the Absolute Justice League, and I still think he is, and so it's like heartbreaking to see that he's like, I'm just going to fill it in because I'm mad at politics. And this is a time, I think that a lot of people are heavily endorsed in politics, but a lot of people aren't, and they just want, like what we were saying in 2016, we want something that will allow us to get away from this very toxic and very aggressive environment. And a lot of people were fighting back saying, no, you can't, we have to push this. It's like, no, what you're pushing is pressuring people into other things, and that's not cool. I think the derangement is very bad. So when he does regular stuff, it's very nice. Jack A131, I sent the roast to you on Twitter. I refuse to call it X. Yep. No, that's a good idea. Yeah, it's Twitter. Okay, you sent it to me. Sweet. I can look at that later. Yeah, you sent me a lot of videos. I gotta go check those out. I don't think we're gonna do a reaction stream right now, but later. Ian Brecht. Wade is certainly special in the speechful sense. Yeah. He's a passionate guy. We can't deny that. Even though his writing has been excellent at times and terrible at times, the best thing I know that's 100% true is that Mark Wade needs to look into getting some therapy. He has a lot of inner demons, I guess, and a lot of issues. He has a lot of emotional issues that should not be appreciated in a work environment, and he does so in a work environment and people allow him to. So it's showcasing he has problems that need to be addressed, I guess is the nicest way to put it. Yeah, Mr. X, people are tired of others letting politics embitter everything. It's just annoying. Yes, this is very true. Like, it's a very tough time, and people want to get away from it and not feel like they have to be one or the other, or that their beliefs are wrong. And it's very pressuring, especially when seems to be only one side you're allowed to do within comics, and it's very frustrating for people. Ultimate Agent 25, he's the reason Wally West is as popular as he is. That is very true. Mark Waid is the guy that made Wally and a bunch of the other speedsters incredibly popular, and he is amazing at his work for that. And that's why we all know him for this. Though he has times where he becomes incredibly unstable, and it is a very big issue that I think we need to look into, because this could cause certain things to occur to him. And I know, like, Gail and others talk about, like, Gail was proponent of this, and I was very offended by this, but she said, like, Spider-Man's a school shooter. And by the way, P.S., I blame the Spider-Gwen comics for this. Long story, I'll explain that some other time. But I think that if anybody is on the path to a certain type of unstable violence, in real life, it'd probably be Mark Waid. He has a lot of issues that need to be addressed and tended to. He is, it's very obvious, he is unmedicated, and he hasn't seen help for the things he has, and it's really important that he does. I don't know, maybe we should start an advocacy group of this petition to get Mark Waid to seek help for his anger management issues and his emotional distress, because it's like, look, you are an excellent writer, we just don't want you to do anything to hurt yourself or others in the future. Yes, Crimson 15 podcast. People is people. Use social media as therapy. LOL. Yes, just like as people joke. Tom King uses comics. Actually, everybody. It seems like, yeah, Tom King uses comics as therapy for his PTSD, but also it seems to me that everybody's using comics as their own personal therapy bags. I swear to God, we could get all the therapy majors. If college teachers wanted to, they could probably make them like, here, go read this comic and diagnose the writer's issues. And you could, like, Dan Slott has sexual aggression. Mark Waid definitely has Treacher Agent Scissor, but this desperation to come back to the youth, or his anger. A lot of them will showcase their issues and their traumas into these books where there shouldn't be. Like, sometimes it's great, like, sometimes you can use it if the character is akin to you, but a lot of times they're not, and you're just using this as your personal, like, soapbox. Ultimate Agent 25 says to Jack, damn, you and your lemonade. Yeah, oh, Jack A131 said, I mean, at least he didn't write All-Star Batman. Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's another thing. Frank Miller, yeah, he had issues at the time when he was writing All-Star Batman. But he has admitted through interviews and stuff when he came back to write the last of his Dark Knight trilogy and so forth, and people said it got better, that he was seeking help for it, and he may be medicated now. He has a lot of issue. Like, Frank Miller has issues, a lot of trauma. There is suspected that he suffered from spousal abuse in the past and mental abuse. So that was is one of the suspected reasons that he has a lot of trauma. And but according to him and others, that it seems that he has gotten help for his issues, and that is very important, and it is very good that he is just some guy, like a self-insert. Yeah, we have a lot of those self-inserts, don't we? A Brown CBR. We need to support more indies like Odie's Tomahawk Angel. Ooh, I need to go and read that. I've been reading right now. It just started on issue 1. It's a Dark Horse comic. Dark Horse has been doing a few independent prints right now. Let me see if I can find it. It's like Dudley Dotson and the Eternal Machine, I think it's called. I've been really into. Hang on, let me go find it. It's really cute. I like. Oh, here it is. Dudley Datson and the Forever Machine. It is made by Scott Snyder and James Igle, with a few others. Apparently, 2 others are Juan Castro and Chris Sotomayor. I know Scott Snyder. It's a very good little story. I think it does a great job. It's this little dorky black, young black. I think it's a young adult, or maybe he's in high school or something. But he's part of this group that's part of like very great super geniuses. He has this father that's very sick, and he's a little sweet boy and stuff. Like, he's a sweetheart, and he wants his work to be recognized. And it's known that these super geniuses are all assisted. Like, it talks about that the greatest of all geniuses are assisted by a pet, or something akin to a familiar. And it gets kind of cool because we learn about this familiar that's a corgi and stuff. It's the first issue. It is setting up for this greater story, and I really like it. So, Dudley Datson and the Forever Machine. I think I'm really excited, and I'm invested into it. It's got a very, very, very nice, fun little story, I hope. Let's see here. Erratic Productions. What kind of therapy session is the Harley Quinn fart comic for? Kink. We need a kink shame. Therapy session specifically about that you have to specifically exposure like, what is it called? That there's a kink for showcasing your fetish to people. There is stuff like that, like whatever, exposure fetish or whatever. They need to be specifically talking about how to rear in your addictions and interests into a more healthy environment that isn't in front of people, because that's a big issue. I think a bunch of people are having that issue in current year. That we need to help that. Ultimate Agent 25. Frank's trauma is understandable. For being a 9/11 survivor isn't it easy. Frank, are you talking about the TV show one? Oh, Frank Miller! For some reason I was thinking Frank Castle. Yeah, well, it's more than that. Frank, like, yeah, the 9/11 survivor. Oh, you mean that one, the Holy Terror stuff. Yeah, but really even so, I mean, we all know somebody that has survived the horrors of 9/11, I believe, and to some extent. Especially if you've lived fully in the United States, you may know somebody, because New York has been such a big hub throughout the years that you most likely have known somebody. I had family living in New York at the time, so yes, I do know stories about it and how it has affected people. Even those who were able to escape from most of the wreckage and so forth, they did not come out unscathed due to all the trauma that happened surrounding them and so forth, and the loss of loved ones. So yes, it is a big issue, but he's had issues beforehand, it would seem, that has caused a lot of trouble. Ultimate Agent 25, I'm tight on money right now. Bad! I mean, not like I'm tight on money. You could say that, but let's not do panhandling here. Please no panhandling on the chat, please, if that's it. Sorry that you're tight on money. If you're talking about that, I can't buy these things because you're tight on money. No, I totally get it. There's some really good alternatives. Sorry, I didn't mean to like shame you or anything. Um, if you're looking for alternatives to comics that you can read, definitely webcomics are a good source. Or I'm not 100% condoning it, but there's some sites that let you, you know, read them before you buy them. Just saying. It's always like, listen, if you don't know if you're gonna really enjoy something, I can't say no to that, especially because of sometimes a lot of the mainline industry has been tricking people into buying things they don't want. So yeah, we got that. Ultimate Age 25 degradation cake, a little bit. Well, it's more of you want to expose everybody to your thing. There's like a literal, apparently a fetish to like I don't know what it's called, but it's like it's something about letting everybody see you in a degrading way, or like having sex in front of people. There is a literal fetish for that, or like just being nude. It's like what those flashers in the big trench coat, that's their fetish and shit, is to be seen like that in such a way. I'll tell you 25 minutes. Okay, thank you. Sorry about that. I've been like, I just wanted to talk for a little bit. I want to make sure that I got everybody's comment. Sorry, I'm a little bit out of it, as we all know. I just wanted to explain things. Let's see here. Did I forget anybody? Oh, okay. But yeah. Hey guys, would you guys like it if I invited other people to the chat? Is that okay? Can we invite other people into the conversation? Also, Jockey131, I'm still pissed at Disney Plus for taking the To-Go movie off their platform. I don't even know what that movie is, but I hope it's good. I blame TLC for normalizing kinks as Ultimate Agent. Yeah, they're kind of one of them. That is actually, fun factoid, that's David Zaslav. David Zaslav, according to many people, was the reason that most of the Discovery Channel became just a reality TV slop. He's the sole reason of that, because he said, hey, it's cheaper. That's why Animal Planet died really quick. It's because he decided to do that instead of their animal documentaries and shit. Kantachi, hey nerd. Hey, Kantachi! The Crimson 50 podcast says, the Mr. Miracle Tom King run tricked me with first couple issues. Wish I could have previewed it first. Yeah. Previewing is a thing, I think, that, listen, if you're gonna go and trick people, I think that's uncool. Like the Bat Cat wedding that Tom King did, I think that wasn't very nice. That was really tricking people into buying it who wanted something else. And it's very obvious that people wanted something else than what was given, and they knew it, and they were tricking people into buying it. So it's like, you're not giving what the consumer wants, so why are you here? That's not cool. And it did cause a lot of issues for a lot of shops and so forth. And they're like, and then Tom and the others are mad that it's like, you spoiled the ending. And it's like, no, you shouldn't be mad that people are spoiling the ending, because even the shops weren't mad that the ending was spoiled. They were upset that it's like, you're lying to the consumer base, and we're selling these products. That's not cool. And it's true, like, you gotta look at it in that sort of way. Okay. I don't know if I can talk anymore about myself. Is it okay if I invite people in now? Is it cool, gang? Can we invite friends over? Jack A131. It's a movie about a sled dog in Alaska during the 1900s, during where kids were getting sick and were dying during that time period. Balto? Isn't that Balto? Are you talking about Balto? You said To Go. Pretty pretty sure you meant Balto, which is a Don Bluth movie. Yeah, they bought the rights to that studio. They were having all the. I love Balto. It's cute because it's 50. Balto's a very good movie. Nowadays they're actually talking about a bunch of other sled dogs that were in there that were also iconic, which is kind of cool. Yeah, Balto's a very good movie. Don Bluth does excellent job. It's okay. Yeah, Ultimate Agent 25 is not the biggest fan of Balto. But yeah, Don Bluth is the rival to Disney that was needed at the time. And he did an excellent job. He did Balto, he did Anastasia, he did stuff. Don Bluth is the real animation OG. Erotic says, yeah, he's done some pretty damn good stuff. You can't deny it. Check A131. Balto was a sled dog during that time period, but there was Togo. Yeah. They've been talking about Togo right now. A lot of people have been discussing Togo. I didn't know there was a Togo movie. Togo is the other dog that people are talking about right now. I'm guessing the discussion started up because of the erasure of that movie. Mr. X, sure, invite folks. I'm a bit too sick, so I can't physically talk right now. Okay. No, that's understandable. Let me get this set up, the thing. It has William Dafoe in the movie as a mushroom. Oh, it's a live action. I remember reading as a little kid. I don't know why I'm thinking about this, but I remember reading, I think it was called Stone Fox, which was a movie about an Iditarod race, about this little boy and his dog joining an Iditarod race because his like grandfather or uncle or whatever is really sick because they have bills to make, and he was so traumatized that he couldn't afford them that he went into like shock or something like that they're about to lose their home. So the kid decides to join it, and then but the favored to win is Stone Fox, this Native American guy who has this excellent sledding and like dog sledders, but this kid's only got one dog, and it's a really good story. They have made it into a movie before, but yeah, before they get to the finish line, the beloved dog of the boy dies, and Stone Fox sees this and sits in front of everybody that's getting to the finish line, and he stops and he says, if anybody crosses this line, I'm going to cut you down. And letting the boy carry his beloved dog across the finish line so they could both achieve the dream. And yeah, so they won the prize money to save the home, and I believe that the boy buries his beloved dog beside the house. And it's a very sweet story. It's a cool one. If you guys have ever heard of it, Stone Fox, it was a interesting book. You know, there's that time period when I was growing up as a kid in high school or whatever. We had to read all the Iditarod books, so we read Call of the Wild, Stone Fox, and I think we had to like learn the history of Balto at one point. So yeah, a lot about the that's usually if you have to learn about the like formation of Alaska and stuff as a state. Very interesting. It's a good little story stuff. Have you guys ever like listened to it? It's like crazy. Okay, I'm just gonna go into my stuff. Okay, let me get things. Hang on, I'm gonna join people into here. I'm just like a little bit crazy right now. I'm so sorry that I'm being like a little bit of a derp. I am very out of it. I'm very out of it right now. I'm very out of it. Okay. Like, I don't mean to be a problem about things. I'm just like halfway dead in the world. But I just don't know why I'm like half so tired right now lately. It's really like exhausting, I swear. Woo! I've been like super tired. But yeah, like let's see what else is going on. See if I can survive a little bit longer on here. If you want to traumatize someone, show them Plague Dog. I don't want to show them Plague Dogs! Ultimate 8 to 25. That's horrible. Can't touch it. Yeah, you don't sound as generic as adorable. I'm not. Hey! It's my buddy Crimson Sin. Hello, Crimson Sin. He has come in to chat with us about cool comic things. Ultimate age of 25. I'm glad you're. Oh, wait. I was muted. I was muted in my Discord. Hello, Crimson Sin. Hello. This is Crimson Sin, everybody. I need to get you like a little avatar. I'm hoping my friend Jess joins in too so we can discuss stuff too. Yeah, I think it'll be wonderful. Yeah, I could invite you guys in earlier because like I thought you guys were busy at the moment, and I was trying to set up everything, and then people started asking questions, and I was like, well, I don't wanna walk away for 5 seconds and miss out on questions. So I feel kind of bad that I ignored you both, and I am very sorry. But yeah, it's hello. Who this? Somebody's in my Discord that I don't know. Who is this? Oh no, who is this? Who is this? I don't know who this is. Is this a spirit? Dang it, Spirit. Spirit, did you invite one of your friends I don't know of in here? You seem very nice. But I don't know anything about this Tamers fan base. I don't know anything. I don't know what this is. But yeah. Everybody's like, oh, Popping Rico says, evening. Evening, Popping Rico. I hope your day is going well. Open Agent says, I'm glad you're okay. Yeah, I'm okay. Yeah, I'm a little bit sick. I've been sleeping all day kind of thing. Like, the cold has taken a lot out of me. It's at the final stretches, so it's like, it's gotta go all out. It's not fun. But yeah, it's woo! Well, there's been a lot going on. I wish that if Jess is able to get on here, I wanted him to come on. But I didn't want to bother him at the time. I did. But yeah, I think I don't want him to be mad at me. I hope he's not mad at me. I think he is. Oh dear. But yeah, it's a lot of different stuff is going on right now. A lot of comic stuff is good. Poppy Rico says he's good. Sore from work. Hobby Lobby warehouse. Oh, that sounds like a lot of work. Warehouses are very tough. Yeah, that sounds. Oh yeah, sounds tough. Sounds like a lot of labor. Hello! It is the Queen. It is just. Ah! Sorry, I couldn't. I was gonna use it to update, and then everybody kept talking, and I thought, well, I can't type while talking because it's rude. So I was like, I can't do two things at once. And then I realized I didn't add Discord audio on, and I was like, oh no. And then I blew up everything, and I'm sorry, Jess. I love you. Oh. You're funny. Fabi Rico, has any new art or comic working on? Well, I have a few things working on. I think I'm supposed to keep it a secret, Joe. Jack A131 says, I miss when Tim Drake was smart. Wait, is he stupid? Wow, that sucks. Every stream says congratulations. Oh wait, no, that's not. I'm not supposed to say that. That's just like congratulations on getting this many responses. Jack A131. Unless DC finally grew a brain and made Tim Drake smart again. Prophet Enrico says noise. But yeah, like. Oh wait, I don't think they could hear you. Shit. I see. This is why I had issues with it. Oh my gosh, I don't think anybody could hear the people in there. I'm so sorry. For some reason, it didn't work. Okay, device not connect. What? What? What do you mean you can't hear these? Oh my god. Okay. I'm so sorry. See, this is the problem. This is why I'm device connected or not available. What do you mean? Okay, you
Are you doing it through OBS?
Okay, I fixed it! I see the little volume going up and down now. Okay, now go tell them what you said about Tim Drake. Just tell them what you said about Tim Drake.
Oh. Tim Drake's not dumb, they just don't do anything with him.
See? Okay, I can fix things. You see, that's why I was like, oh, I can't bring people on until I understand Discord. And it's like, I blew up the Discord. And I'm sorry. Yeah, so, once again, guys, we got Crimson Sin in here. And Jess in here. And Jess is very passionate, especially about the new Fantastic Four movie. So I thought...
Yeah, and Superman.
Yeah, Ration Productions Backup said, yeah, we can't hear the guest of honor. So I'm glad that perhaps now you can. Enrique makes sense. Right now, you could save 50 per... Wait a minute, is that a scam? Are you scamming things in there? Enrique, nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday. What are you?
Alright. Before I leave, I want to give some recommendations on mainstream comics that are actually really good.
Okay.
Absolute Martian Manhunter and Absolute Flash. They are some of the best fucking comics out there right now.
Okay. That sounds pretty good. Do I need to remind... Jack A13, I would like to remind you of the Drake phase Tim Drake went through.
Yeah, and that was ages ago. Like, come on, stop living in the past.
I don't know when the Drake phase happened, but my guess is 3 years ago.
Like 2 years ago.
That's not too old.
Wait, no. No, 3 years ago. Yeah. I was still living in North Carolina. That's still a long time. Yeah, for comics, that's a long time.
I don't know about that. Like, nowadays, because so much stuff happens, like, it's a lot of us can remember, like, the past 3 years and stuff, especially because they seem to run on a 10-year basis and stuff, so it's like, dude, that still is pretty fresh. It's kind of like how people are like, hey, they turned, what's her name, Spider-Woman's son into an adult, and they're like, oh, that was years ago. It's like, still, and no, it's not really. It was like 2 years or 3 years ago, and it's still uncool. I don't know. They may have done that to gain popularity with the OCs, because that was what they confessed that the reason that they made Ben Reilly evil was because he would gain more popularity than what they were trying to market at the time of the OC Spider-Man plant people or whatever. And I'm guessing that's also why they turned him evil, is that they're like, he would also gain more popularity. It's a bad thing, you know. So it's like, yeah, some people do feel like...
Yeah, but we're not talking about the greatest comic of all time, Martian Manhunter.
Oh, okay, yeah, you really like that. Enrique likes to make silly things. Let's see here. Ultimate Agent 25. Back when Bendis was at DC. We don't talk about Bendis.
That is like 10 years ago.
We don't talk about Bendis at DC. That was so bad that even
no,
DC
we need to focus on the future. When Dan Slott, Dan Slott isn't DC.
We're all gonna die. I'm sorry. I really like Superman Rebirth.
Well, no. But nerd.
Mm-hmm.
Dan Slott's already writing for Superman, and nobody's saying shit, so he must be doing something good, or something mediocre.
Oh Lord!
But not terrible.
I'm scared.
But he's not doing anything terrible. He's not doing anything terrible because you haven't complained about it.
I haven't seen anything about it, so yeah.
Exactly. So he's not doing anything
miracle.
terrible.
Wow.
All right.
Oh, it's because he's married now.
That's
That's my joke. I've always joked that man needs to get laid, and maybe shit would get better. And I was right. Shit gets better when you're married.
All right, goodbye.
Goodbye.
And hopefully we'll talk sometime, Jackie.
Yeah.
And Crimson. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
There's... Yeah. Crimson, what is your thoughts on comic things?
I haven't... I fall in and out in love with comics all the time, and then I'll be super into it, and then I'll just dump off for like 9 months because I just get disappointed, and then I'm like, ugh, I just don't.
Oh, it's totally.
And I like to buy the books, and digital's fine and it's great, but I just like having the comic book. And my closest comic book shop is like a 45-minute drive for me.
Oh, dude, yeah.
And then they moved like buildings, and it's like 55 minutes away. I'm like, oh my god, guys, you're killing me.
Yeah, that's the
Samurai Comics in Mesa, Arizona. They're cool. They're cool in there, but it's just they're so far away.
Yeah. No, that's like a big issue with comic book shops and stuff. As a kid, I would have went more to the comic book shop, but yeah, where I lived was the middle of nowhere. It was about an hour away to go to any comic book shop. So I never went. And that's the truth. That's why kids got into manga more too, because it's like manga was more available at bookstores, or, you know, the local grocery store showed Shonen Jump. I mean, yeah, I think that the local grocery store also showed Avengers, but it's like, I wasn't into the Avengers. I wanted to get into Spider-Man and stuff, but they didn't sell it there. But yeah, they sold Shonen Jump there, so I got into that. No, I agree with you.
The newsstand was like the coolest thing as a kid, because it was like, oh, go look where all the magazines were, and you're like, oh, the comics, the comics.
Nice. Oh, did you hear what DC does that now? DC like
sells. Do they now?
Yeah, or something like that. They sell at like local shops and stuff. Some of their more popular books, they'll make them $10, like a whole omnibus on a smaller paperback on like cheap paper, which is kind of what we were pushing for years. And they're like, hey, it's working, and like, and it's doing really well. And it's like, yeah, no, duh, Sherlock. The reason that people don't want to buy them is because they're like $32 and nobody knows what the F it is. Like, that's the biggest problem, is that they're selling stuff that nobody knows anything about for very expensive prices. So now it's like, hey, look, small and cheap, and if you really like it, we'll get you could buy the actual legit prettier version that actually is on better paper. So yeah, but yeah,
it's like, I remember I would buy one manga, and then my buddy would buy a different one, and then we just trade them because they were so cheap, and we just read each other's mangas. So we like got, you know, he got some, I got some, and that's what we did. But you couldn't do that with the super expensive American, you know, when they would do a graphic novel, so to speak, it'd be like $25. I'm like, I'm not gonna let you touch that. You're gonna freaking ruin it.
Yeah.
And the manga was just that cheap paper, and you can just like, oh, it's kind of disposable in a weird way.
It is. They're actually supposed to be disposable. That's actually what the original comic books were. Like, that's why Superman, which the industry tended to not understand in the 90s, which caused the downfall, is that the reason that books like Amazing Fantasy and Superman 1 were super expensive was because they were harder to come by. And one reason was because they were made on cheap paper. They were meant to be thrown away afterwards. It's meant on the weakest and flimsiest paper. And that actually causes originally, like, that should be the reason for comics being certain prices, is that preservation would be harder. Honestly, they should do that. Make it on cheaper paper, because then it would be more incentivized for the collectors anyway, and it would be cheaper for the consumer. Like, nobody cares that it would be on shittier paper. We're kind of cool with that. Let's see here. Jack813 as long as it isn't Zack Snyder writing a Superman comic, I'm happy. You have no idea what Bendis brought to us. I actually dropped because of Bendis. Ultimate Agent 25, the fact that DC paid $50,000 to him for his awful Superman and Teen Titan run, that infuriates me. I think that if it makes you feel any better, $50,000 a year is actually not a livable in New York City. But also, yeah, the thing is, they thought Bendis was an amazing writer. And a lot of people were under the the idea that Bendis was an excellent writer because his Spider-Man run did so well. Well, in reality, I think that people have stated that, confessed that, yes, he wrote, like, Ultimate Spider-Man still lasted when they swapped to Miles Morales, but it actually wasn't doing as good when Peter died. Like, still, even when replacing it with a brand new character, it still didn't do well. Miles Morales was actually not as popular as Peter, but it gained more attention because it was a different character. That's what the difference. And then specifically, Marvel specifically asked him to make plant characters like Riri Williams and stuff. Because I am going to say Riri is definitely a plant. That's a plant. If I ever
she's a psyop.
She's a psyop. Yeah, an industry plant. Specifically built to sell merchandise and alter things. She was made out of buzzwords and stuff. That's why her story has no context or soul. It's because she's not built to have any. It kind of sucks, but yeah, like that is how she is built and believed to be. It is an actual thing. Yeah. Oh. I accidentally clicked something. I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's really like, oh my God,
I kept getting DMs. I kept getting DMs from something, and I got really confused.
Oh, I was gonna say the funniest thing Riri ever did. It was years ago, but I forgot what issue it was. She tried to fight Thanos 1-on-1, and he just like grabbed her, and he was like gonna break her neck, and he's like, "Oh, I didn't kill you because you just made me laugh," and he just like tosses her to the side. I'm like, why did you think that was the right thing to do? Was just to bum rush Thanos? And all the other heroes are like, "Oh my God, Riri, you're gonna die!" But like that just shows you how she just doesn't think, and it's just like you're an idiot.
Yeah. It's like, I don't even understand. They're always doing so many weird things. Tell the chat. Oh, the Minuteman. Tell the chat about how you feel about Spider-Man One More Day. Such a pinnacle of comic writing. Everybody knows I am not at peak health to talk about that. This is really bad if I talk about that because I am not at peak health. But one day we will. We will. Story time with friends. The NerdWonder. Is this your final form? Baby. Nah, I'll probably make more in the future. Ultimate Agent 25. Riri is the villain. Yeah, this is how bad they are at writing, and Bendis is a bad writer. Technically, he's so wordy and annoying. And pretty much when he was presented into the DC universe, it became soberingly clear. I think slowly Marvel readers began to realize he's a terrible writer. It was very quick that we all realized, oh wait, Bendis sucks at writing. He's actually terrible. And then when he went to DC, it was blatantly obvious, and he did things that they still won't change to this day. And it's just like, you ruined everything. We're gonna ignore Riki's things. Let's see here. What else did I? Sorry, I'm checking the chat for this. Cobalt's Keep. Scuff! Parsley is thick. I forgot I was subscribed to this channel, and when I was anti-woke face, good thing this came up so I can unsubscribe. LOL. Well, okay. Good for you. That's a very nice thing. Well, I'm glad that I assisted in this way. You have a good day. It's understandable. I hope you have a wonderful time finding something wonderful to watch. I like cat videos. Ultimate Agent 25. Jin subs Champions run. People are reading the Champions.
I try to force myself to read the Champions because I like the concept, but
the Champions is a good idea for Teen Titans, but yeah. Mark Waid made it at a time where he was very unwell. That's the nicest way I can put it. Ultimate Agent 25, that's what you're talking about. Story time with friends. Your avatar's eye was twitching for a bit. Yeah, that sometimes happens, as I said. This is just brand new, so I'm not the best at altering these things or doing this. I'm a big beginner, so things that I do won't always be proper. Sorry about that. Hope you can forgive me. Story time with friends. You've never been conflict-centric content producer unless squeaky voices are controversial. Yeah, I really don't want to be controversial or stuff. Yes, I was very anti whatever was 2016 comics. I like to call it 2016 comics very much. I was very against it because it was very highly political and very pressurizing and negative. I really like stuff that Kei Tenchi agrees, storytime with friends, but I really wanted to be more positive and stuff. So, but yeah, I've noticed that, yeah, maybe my ex has become a little bit more crueler, so than what I was in the past, and I don't like that. So I'm trying to be more positive about things. Storytime with friends is Edwin. Oh my gosh, I love Edwin Boyette. Oh, hello, it's Edwin. Edwin, I love you, Edwin. You're so nice. Do you know Edwin?
No.
Edwin is a very nice man. He has a very good narration voice too. He's from Hawaii. He's actually been in Iconic Comics before. They
Cool.
have a little they have a drawing of him. They drew him as, I believe, a military man in the comic of Black Ops. He was a
Nice.
GI. Yeah, it was pretty cool. Let's see here. Pixel Trader says, "Hi, NerdWonder." Hi, Pixel Trader. How are you? I hope you're having a good day. Pixel Trader is great. You know Pixel Trader?
I don't know many people, but I'm awful with names too.
No,
So
it's okay. Pixel Trader helps do a group called Fund My Comic, which helps alert to all the comic funders out there. He also wrote Ariel, AR13L, I think it is. It's the Little Mermaid. Where, yeah, like, it turns out that in this one, what is it, her the beloved is actually a gun smuggler or something like that and kills all the mermaids, and so Ariel is trained by this veteran crab to learn to assassinate and fight so she can seek revenge on the mermaids and defeat these this evil gun smuggling organization. Very, very cool. I drew a trading card for them once. Zach shivers at the sense of Bendis. It is very true. Ultimate Agent 25. Infamous Iron Man was good. That's baffling. Bendis is inconsistent. I think I don't know. That guy is very weird. He's very wordy too. That's the biggest problem with Bendis. He'd probably be better at writing books.
yeah.
He'd probably be an excellent writer like that, but he doesn't know how to properly write in comics. Story time with friends. It's a reunion. NerdWonder, Pixel Trader, and Zach. You bow ties are cool back in the day, Zach. Aww. Aww. Yeah. That's always fun. We should get together and chat. Just like and then we could all meet up with our new friend Crimson here. You're so nice, Crimson. You should. Oh. Yeah, we should. Yeah, it'll be nice. Look, you're meeting people right now.
Hooray, friends.
Erotic Productions backup. Most of the videos I sent are really about comics, but are kind of related. I would like to see your reaction to the Mexia video. Okay, yeah, Erotic Videos sent me some reaction stuff to react to. I'll probably bring in 2 different other video people to join me on this, and then we can have a nice chatting discussion about it and what our feelings are. I think it'd be good. That, or I'll do it alone, and then do a sequel with other people. But yeah, Zach, that was me. Bow ties are still cool, but I just go by Zach now. Bow ties are cool. Zach, bow ties are always cool. They're very fun. Ultimate Agent 25 at Zach. I know, Bendis is awful most of the time. Yeah, he's a thing. Zach asks how Edwin is doing. And Storytime with Friends says, which Edwin is good up late for me. I've been getting up with the sun and doing a 1 to 2 hour hike every morning. Cardio phase this year. That's wonderful, Edwin. That's so good. That's I need to be more healthy. I think a lot of us need to be healthier. So yeah, I need to start doing a nice workout. Me and my friends like rock climbing every so often. So that's kind of how I do a little workout. I think
there's actually trails out here in Arizona, but it was like 121 degrees today.
Oh, there's trails here in Texas, but yeah, we're dealing with the same weather because we're right next door. Texas and Arizona, technically for everybody else out there, the perfect hiking weather for us is the fall or early spring. Mostly because the summers are really way too hot. Our fall, like, technically we really don't get winters over here. So usually the fall and winter are the perfect times to go hiking because it is the best pinnacle of temperature for us. Yes, we can sometimes go swimming in the summer. I remember one of my most iconic Christmases was sitting outside in the backyard with my whole family, and it was green grass. We're just chilling in shorts and t-shirts, and we're throwing a ball to the dog outside, like just throwing like playing fetch with the dogs, and I'm just sitting there like, this so doesn't look like Christmas, but it's such a perfect Christmas for me. I don't like the cold. So yeah. Edwin says, I have to stay in shape to bully nerds at comic conventions. Oh, that's not nice. Come on, Edwin. Don't bully them. They have problems. Like, they don't get bullied enough. Zach, that's awesome. I've been hitting the gym more and starting going more low carb, no sugar. Ooh, that's super hard for me. Actually, Crimson, what do you do for, like, do you do any cool stuff when it's the fall? Obviously we already know you and I can't hike.
Yeah.
How about swimming?
No. Swimming's fun. I like to play basketball.
Hey, that's great.
I like team sports. I just think it's more fun if you can disguise exercising as a game.
Yeah.
It takes your mind off of just running on a treadmill. That absolutely, it would be the greatest torture for me. I just hate the idea of I'm just running because there's nothing else to do. It's just not fun for me. But if you can disguise it, make it like a game, I enjoy that much better.
No, I totally agree with you. I actually like that too. Like, that's why I think I like rock climbing and stuff. I'm like, I like it where I can do something like that. I know a lot of people, that's why people like pickleball, I think. Oh, yeah. Edwin asks if I'm going to Bell County Comic Con this year. Yes, I am. I like to go every year. It's really important to me. It's one of the cons where I got to meet a lot of people that I like to talk to on the internet, but also I always like supporting the Iconic Comic group, which that's their con, and I like to I one day want to go and discuss with them, at least the Bell County group, about learning. I want to learn to make my own kind of convention and do one that's just for independent comics and independent like filmmakers and stuff, like just an indie con where it's like we don't do cosplay, we don't do like selling merchandise of other IPs. It's like, no, you're going to sell your items, like your own properties. It's going to be to promote smaller like indie creators, and I think maybe Belle could help me with that. Maybe. I'm not 100% sure. That'd be nice. Sorry, I don't mean to rant. Zach, I disguised exercising as mowing a friend's lawn today. Oh, that's so nice. That's actually really nice. Mr. Zolo says, hey, nerd. Hi, Zolo. But yeah, like working out, yeah, like I can't do it out in the sun unless it's like swimming, because it is really freaking hot over here. Just like the Arizona, I can only imagine. But yeah, like I'm with Crimson. I like it when it's disguised as something else. It makes it way more fun. Like, yeah, rock climbing, as he said, sports, which are a perfect way for a good workout. Some people are like that, where they're like, I can't walk on a treadmill and stuff. It's like, but can you play sport? and stuff. Like, even horseback riding apparently is a good workout, and that's actually super fun. But I know it's expensive if you don't own a horsey. Horsies are cool though. I would have known one though. They're kind of dangerous.
There's a couple like horse. Well, on my way to work, I drive by and there's a couple people that they have all their horses out there. I'm like, oh, and I wish you're never too old to point out that there's a horse over there. I'm like, hey guys, look, there's horses.
Yeah, it's always
exciting.
Yeah, because it's a horse. It's like, oh shit, a horse. Even though we live in, like, I guess states that have a shit ton of horses, it's still like, hey, horse. So yeah. Ultimate Agent, unless Edwin is a buff bully dommy mommy, not down with bullying. Yeah, no kinking here. This is a no dirty stream. I'm not into dirty things. Ultimate. Also, I just shared the stream. Oh, thank you! Edwin says to Ultimate Agent, it's been a bit of an inside joke. Can't wait, he's had a bit of a panic attack when they found out I was going to Heroes Convention. I'm like, honestly, I want to, one day I'll meet you, Edwin. That'd be nice. I want to say hello. Edwin and I go way back, so that'd be really nice, and I'd like to chat with him more about work and so forth. Ultimate Agent says no comment. Edwin says pushing a mower is like cardio, at least for me if I'm hustling. And Kentechi says you can't to Zach, you can't get even more you could get even more exercise by using a cylindrical mower. You'd think a lawn mower without an engine would be easier. But no, there's a reason power mowers were invented. Dude, I don't know if I could do that.
As a kid, my dad made me do that. It's awful. It's awful.
Of course, my parents wouldn't let me because I guess because I'm a girl, but also because I am an ADHD nightmare, and I think they kind of knew that we would run each other over. Also, my dad gave zero. Like, he was also the one that's like, I don't want to do stuff. He got one of those mobile mowers at one point. And we used it constantly, I think, but then he got really sick. So we had to hire somebody to maintain the yard. But we let them use it, and then they were all like, nah, this is awesome. And then they just used it all the time. Like, dude, this is sweet. They're like, yeah, well, we can't use it anymore. Oh, yeah, my mom made him get it, I think, because he fell. He was lawn mowing, and we have this hill or something like that, and he slipped, and he just kind of, like, rolled down, and he hurt himself really bad, because it was on a real big, steep slope. And so she's like, nah, this is just ridiculous. That, or I think she either got him that mobile mower because of that, or she started getting the she got somebody that was a professional to do it because of that. I forgot. It was one of those two things, but yeah, it was like, he went, and like, he really bruised himself bad. Let's see here, what else we got? Meme Lord Woodrow tells Edwin, the smallest thing sends those weenies into insecure men. I do stay out of those kind of confrontations. But yeah, no, I totally get it. A lot of people are very, nowadays, very drama-induced. And we can't be all obsessed over every small insignificant thing that comes our way. If we do, we'll always be sad and miserable. We have to look at the bright side of things and understand that life will go on and that people we dislike will exist and mingle. We have to just understand these things. You cannot exile others for just disliking them. We all have to understand that in a way. There's my deep stake for the day. Zach says to Edwin, normally it's light work for me. Oh, he's talking about the mower. But this grass hadn't been mowed in weeks, so it was high and thick. No.
That's the worst.
Tenchi says he's got, Zach tells Tenchi that he actually has one of those mowers. I could not do that, you guys. Meme Lord Widow says those mowers suck. Man, everybody's talking about that. Oh, Ultimate Agent 25. ADHD gang, rise up! Yeah! Yeah, representation! Ironically, I'm gonna make a joke right now. You know how DC and Marvel are like, oh, representation matters, or all these media's like, what representation matters? I don't see anybody representing my people. The ADHD mofos. We're all like, ooh, something shiny. We don't get that. We don't get that. Why don't we? We're always here. I'm kidding. I don't want representation. I'm actually fine. I don't need to be like into that kind of field. I usually boo people. I'm like, no, I don't need that. Some people are like, you do, and I'm like, no. But other people like, you do, and I'm like, no. But yeah.
It always floored me because, you know, I grew up, you know, I love X-Men comics and I love Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
And he couldn't possibly be any more different than me in like every possible way. And I loved him with all my heart. And it didn't matter. Like, that never came to my mind. I'm like, man, I really could have liked this character. He was a little fat Mexican kid. Can't like him because he's not me. Like, that never went into my mind. Like, I don't think that way.
He's a very beautiful character. Like,
oh, I love him so much.
It's fantastic. Like, a few of us have confessed, I'm one of them, that, our introduction to Nightcrawler was actually the X-Men Evolution cartoon. Because he wasn't, like, fully shown in the 90s cartoon and stuff. And the X-Men Evolution was a good way to, introduce a new era when we watched the X-Men movie. And I really liked it. And Kurt, they gave him a interesting, like, I think it does somewhat blend. It's not 100%, but Kurt's, like, Kurt Wagner's, character from the comics into there a little bit, but they made him into the like he was a bit of a comedic little troublemaker kind of guy, and I have a lot of fun with him. He's a very fun character into that, and it they did a good job. They did a great job on that one. They also gave Wolverine his classic suit. You don't see that very much. It was the brown and orange. We're like, oh, hey, look at that.
What I grew up with, and I love that brown and orange. Like, most people are like, oh, it's gross. I'm like, oh no, that's badass. I love that suit so much.
I remember now as well. They gave Storm her iconic original suit too. They were given Storm and because they were all the adult X-Men into there, everybody else was the younger generation, the older ones, all got their iconic original suits. I didn't realize that till now. Storm also got it, which I think is the coolest because it makes her look like a mystical princess. Because it's like, dude, Storm, you're always so cool. You're like, you're a female Gandalf.
Oh yeah, Storm shows up. You're like, thank God. Like it's every single time if things are going down, Storm shows up. You're like, oh, thank you so much, and you just run to her, and it's like, tell us what to do, and we'll do it. Like, because we know Storm won't let you down.
We love you, Storm. Storm is the best X-Men in my opinion. As a little kid, it's like you're playing X-Men with your friends, and then the one friend's like, I call Storm, and I'm like, no. That you could be Jubilee. I don't want to be Jubilee. She's down. Okay, how about you become Jean Grey? But Jean Grey cries all the time because it was the 90s cartoon, and I'm too ADHD to really understand what's going on. So I don't want to play her. How about Rogue? What's the Rogue superpower? She shoots laser beams and she flies. Is she like Superman? And then all of us, because we're like ADHD, we actually don't know that her ability is copying. So we're all like, actually, I don't know what her full powers are, but that's pretty cool, right? It's like, yeah, but I want to play Storm. And it's like, no, I'm playing Storm! Because Storm's the best. She was the coolest. Alright, let's see here. What else is people saying? Smolassis says about my dad, the legend says the slope is still there. Oh, it definitely is still there. It still is. I get to look at it all the time, and the dogs climb up it all the time. Edwin told Ultimate Agent, ironically and semantically, no comment is a comment, but on tautological examination, while a fluffy, busty kitty is on screen is a bit silly. I'm not busty! There's no poop on it. That's gross. I know nothing.
It's just adorbs. That's all I see.
Maybe you meant busty in an attitude. I hope so. Yeah, I'm not very into loot things. I like this one more because it's not lootable. At least I hope not. Then again,
did you just put a challenge out there?
God darn it! Yeah, I was like, oh wait, no, this is gonna be bad. Edwin says yes, operating a harmful dramatic reactionary state isn't healthy. Ultimate Agent, Edwin says true. Edwin facts as always says Zach. Nightcrawler is the best. Ultimate Agent 25
love him
says,
so much.
yeah. There we go. Yeah, everybody is now complimenting about Nightcrawler. Sorry, I'm a little bit late on these comments. Let's see here. Kaya Tenchi says, I think Nightcrawler showed up in, twice in the 90s cartoon? Yeah, he didn't show up a lot until the X-Men 97 reboot cartoon, which... And it was weird because, yeah, as people pointed out, which is kind of funny, is though that cartoon's really popular, it didn't show two of the most popular characters at the time, which was Kitty Pryde and Nightcrawler. So it's like, yeah, you guys, like, what? Edwin
Did you ever see that pilot X-Men cartoon that did have Kitty Pryde?
Yeah.
I rented that so many times for my local growing up as a kid. It just absolutely loved the hell out of it, and it was so good. Oh, that was such a fun little like mini movie thing.
Yeah, honestly, that's kind of weird that they never did it. But yeah, I mean, like I think it was a choice between the two, and yeah, the 90s, the one we got was a more popular idea for them, which isn't a bad choice. It's just kind of interesting. We didn't get the other one. Let's see here. Storytime with friends. Very few characters. I mean, Edwin says very few characters. Read as Southerners. Sword of Sand, Guthrie, Cannonball, but not many. Yeah, there's not a lot of Southern characters. Weird. Ultimate Agent 25. Nightcrawler's faith is inspiring. It is very true. Yes. I think that's what a lot of people deal with, is that even, I think that, even in the Krakoa storyline and stuff, even though they're trying to say his religion isn't real and stuff, he still worships. In fact, he has an area of a church where he still worships. Doesn't matter, honestly. And
he's so against that whole resurrection thing. Like, he just doesn't like the idea of it.
Yeah, it's like
he's like, oh, that's like not for us to do.
Obviously, I think everybody has explained this. It was obviously supposed to be evil, but COVID happened during the time or something, and then he started. The creator added on. They were adding in a lot of their friends on to write some expansion books and stuff. Which I'm against. I could go into detail about that, but whatever. We'll be here for all day, and I got a lot of chats to look up. So instead, it got too long, so they just had to end it. But in reality, it was supposed to be that there was something wrong with Krakoa, but we never got to it because once again, stuff got way too out of hand and it got too popular or something. It's very interesting. Oh my gosh, you have, oh man, Christensen just sent me, he's got the OG X-Men brown suit Wolverine toy. That's really cool.
From KB Toy Store. I still got this thing, yes, from so cool. KB Toys.
Let's see here, what else we got? Nightcrawler's favorite thing, but Gambit was the GOAT, says Zach.
Oh, Gambit, love Gambit too.
Gambit is so good. Gambit is so good. Ultimate Agent 25, Storm is better leader than Cyclops. Yes, I agree. Jack A121, nerd. Do I need to remind you of the extreme side of the furry fan? Oh, that's when I said I'm not lewd. We don't talk about that. Nope. We don't need to talk about that. No. Edward says the front paw of the kitty avatar actually also looks like a bikini top on my manor. No. Jack A131, Pride of the X-Men.
Yes, that's what it was called. It was amazing.
Nice. Jack A131, my favorite was X-Men Evolution for reasons. Ahem, Rogue. Yeah, Rogue was.
It's like emo Rogue.
Yeah, she was very emo into that story, but it was kind of an interesting idea of these kind of stories and concepts that they were trying to mix into a current year. If we got further into it, if we dig in another season, they may have expanded on Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver into becoming good guys, maybe. Which is like what? They were villains before and then became Avengers. They probably would have, if they could have expanded on the world, we probably would have saw them join the Avengers or something. Instead, that would have been cool. Olivius, whoa, I have never seen the VTuber before. This is actually brand new. This is his first time being put out today. So yeah, Elijah Elijah! I love you, Elijah! Nice VTuber model. Thank you. I made it myself and I rigged it myself. Took me 3 days to learn this. So it's brand new. Edwin says, I've never read the Krakoa arc. It just looks so convoluted. Yeah.
It's crazy.
It was, you obviously know something's wrong and it makes you uncomfortable. And I know, like, there was a lot about it I didn't like. So I was like, I ain't gonna read this. It seems like, oh, everything's perfect here. It's like, no, something's wrong. This is very wrong.
Ryder was a terrorist, and
Oh, and then they made the
he was
ego
going
girl
around killing
nature,
people in the most horrific way imaginable.
nature
And I'm like,
girl.
oh my god, Kitty, what are you doing?
Nature girl became a psychopath that they kept alive for no reason, and it's like, you guys are becoming monsters. Edwin says most of my X-Men reading ends by the early 90s. That's good time to do it. Nicholas Morgan. Hey there, nerd. How's it going? Oh, it's going pretty okay. I'm a little bit under the weather. This is my new VTuber, and I'm just chatting with people. I'm very happy you could be here, though. Yeah, like, X-Men, I think I was discussing this with a few other people the other day, that the X-Men, the biggest issue with the X-Men was that, according to what we know, X-Men was supposed to be in their own little world, then they connected it to the mainline Marvel universe. And the issue is, why do people hate the X-Men so much? Why is there so many people against the X-Men when the same powers exist in other characters that they aren't afraid of? And that's the biggest issue, is why?
How it was explained to me, because I brought this up in some of my reviews, and people are like, well, because the X-Men are replacing humanity, while those other heroes aren't genetically, like, replacing the humans. So I'm like, kinda. Like I can kind of maybe see that, but it's like, but why do they hate them so much?
Yeah.
Like someone shoots laser beams out of their eyes. Well, if they're not a mutant, then it's okay. Like, how does that make any sense?
Oh, Edwin says, fun catching up. Time for me to get ready for bed. I don't want to, my YouTube. I don't watch my YouTube these days, but I'll keep an eye out. Thank you. I do this also on X now. This is actually streaming on X too. So if that's easier for you, absolutely go over there. Good night, Edwin. Love you. Have a good Yay. Have a good tomorrow. Okay. Nicholas Morgan says, get well soon. I wound up missing most of these Sunday streams, so it's nice seeing this. No problem, Morgan. I love you. You are great. Yay. I don't know. I just wanted to appreciate everybody. I love you all. Zach, have a great night, Edwin. Good seeing you. Yeah, so back on the X-Men. Yeah, I also agree that's not, like, fully it. The biggest issue is that, yeah, you could have the Inhumans, and people don't scorn the Inhumans, and they're, like, half human, half alien or whatever. You could be born with the power of fire, and like, you could be like Johnny Storm. Everybody loves Johnny Storm. Yeah. But if another kid winds up with fire, but he happens to be a mutant, they'll all freak out. And it's like, we don't have a reason to fear the mutants as much as other. Yes, the mutants, like, yeah, if you're born a mutant, you could have a large array of powers. But wouldn't that be more terrifying when you're a child?
Yeah.
Honestly, you could do a whole entire storyline about people trying to cure their kids of being mutants before, because you don't know what they're going to grow up into, because there's a chance, like, because there was that one story they did where, you know, there's the kid that had his mutation power just hit, and it was what is it? It was like a gas or something like that, and it pretty
like radiation.
Yeah, it like insta-killed people. And so he insta-killed his mom without knowing. He killed his parents. He killed everyone around him. And he went into a cave and he just started crying there. And then Wolverine came to see him because he's the only one that can affect it. And he says, I'm really sorry, kid. It turns out, and he explains to him, you're a mutant. And I'm sorry, there's nothing we can do for you. You accidentally killed everybody. And it was like a weird story too, because they said
super weird.
Because he said that they were gonna say it was a gas leak that happens, because it was the only way to keep the X-Men like going and shit, because they said it would be a problem if they said it was anything else. But then also they killed the kid. It's like,
yeah, they had to like euthanize him.
I mean, I kind of get that one, but it's like, really, it's like, honestly, I guess in a way the best way to do this was like anti-mutant propaganda, I guess, in current year, is the fear that it's like, you genetically don't know what your kid's gonna grow up into as a mutant. Most likely, I think later on they did state most of the powers do blossom during puberty. So it's like, okay, you could do a cool story about that. And like, there's whole entire groups that are like, hey, we're trying to genetically remove the X gene in case if your kid turns into a living lava lamp that kills people or like grows up into this other thing, because there's like and then the X-Men are like, that's only like a 0.3% chance of that happening and stuff, and it would like cause a cool debate kind of thing. But other than that, I just don't know why. We need to give a reason that people fear the mutants, and I think the best option, and it's not a very good option, but the best option is to make a historical villain. Are
you still streaming?
Yeah, you want to talk still?
All right,
We're
just for a little bit.
X-Men. We're talking. Okay, Zach says.
The comics, the cartoon,
okay,
the movies,
hang on,
the toys, the TV shows, the spin-offs of those TV shows, the ones that barely have to do with X-Men.
There's fried shrimp. There's boiled shrimp.
God damn it. All right, let's
see. You got Mutant X, you got Generation X, you got Legion, you got...
Legion was so cool.
Legion is amazing.
Okay, we're talking about you son of a bitch. Okay. Yeah, we're talking about...
specifics, lady, specifics.
Okay. Really quick, let's see what everybody's saying. Sorry, give me a second. I have a really bad cold. Ultimate Agent 25. The X-Men are allegories for race minorities, that's why. Nicholas Morgan, the Hulk's, and Spider-Man's powers could be considered mutations. They weren't born with them. People just say Spider-Man's just fine. K.N. Tenchi. I think I'm going to call it too. Have fun, everyone. Thank you, K.N. Tenchi. Love you. You have a good night.
Well, I think that's why, even as a kid, I never liked the X-Men being in the same universe as the rest of the Marvel universe, because I think X-Men works great.
Yeah.
Like in an insular space.
Yeah. It's very true. Yeah, we're talking about that the X-Men and their issues with being it's like why does everybody fear the X-Men when we literally have the same powers? And it's the biggest devil. We talked about that yesterday, you and I and like our other friends. We were talking about.
Well, no, but that's the thing. I keep thinking about it and I realize no, it can totally happen. It could totally happen that you fear mutants, but you don't fear the Fantastic Four.
But why?
Why?
Yeah, why?
Racism sometimes is like that.
But why?
Because racism is sometimes like that.
Yeah, but it wasn't only supposed to be minorities, as the creators, especially during the time that they wrote them as allegories of Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, specifically stated they wanted to evolve it later to specifically just be for outcasts, which I talked about with you in the future.
When was this said and by whom? Because you're being very vague.
I have to get the... Listen, I'm half sick.
Cite your sources. Cite your sources.
Shut up, bitch. You don't
what does the meme? I just made it up.
Yeah. The fuck up. No, this is actually a real thing. I'm gonna have to...
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm inclined to believe you, but I need to know who said it.
As I said, I am sick. It is 10 p.m. Let me have this. I will give it to you some other time. I am very tired. Arad Productions is calling it right now. Good night, Arad Productions. And Migard, sad news. It has been reported that Jim Shooter passed away. Yes.
Oh yeah, like 5 hours ago.
Well,
jeez. No, it's very sad. I used to be. I'm still Nerd's editor. And one of my biggest inspirations to become an editor was Jim Shooter.
Jim Shooter is a man of great talent and amazingness.
He was also an asshole.
I say he was the asshole they deserved and needed, and he had to be an asshole. Listen, I don't know if he was really an asshole or if they're just too.
Oh no, he was definitely an asshole, but he did what he had to. You can be an asshole and get shit done. All right, you don't have to defend Jim Shooter. His work speaks for himself. Here's a little internal correspondence that he sent out to everybody.
Effective immediately start doing good comics. According to this is Shooters told to the editors. Effective immediately start doing good comics. I realize that this directive reflects the substantial departure from previous company policy, but please try to comply. Yeah,
That's funny.
I don't see anything wrong with that. You want to know what? If Jim Shooter was still running the ship, it probably would have been better. I'm sorry.
No, he was not the best editor that they ever had. That is a goddamn lie. Because there's Tom DeFalco.
I didn't say it was the best, but I said
No, Zach in your chat said it.
Okay, yeah.
And I gotta set the record straight. The best editor-in-chief they ever had was Tom DeFalco.
I do.
Because he was the editor-in-chief through the really rough patch of the late 80s to early 90s.
They put him on the chopping block and blamed him for everything. And it wasn't his fault! It's according to info that we have gathered, during the collapse of the 90s and so forth, they decided that they were going to let the sales department decide everything for comics, which is stupid because they don't read. And guess what? I think they're still in charge, so we have a problem, guys, ladies and gentlemen. But anyway, so they told him, hey, clones are doing really popular, keep going with this shit. And he literally said, or something, they're like, we're going to go with whatever's marketable. And he said, I'd rather the company die than publish terrible books. And I'm like, this man was the greatest gift we ever had. And he was exiled for saying such things. And it's like, my hero, there goes my hero.
No, the common consensus is that he just overstayed his fucking welcome and he did not want to give up the seat of power, like a certain editor-in-chief we have right now. He was doing the exact same shit. He was like, I like being in control, and I don't want to give the seat of power, and I will do anything in my power to keep that. And that is not a positive thing, nerd. Okay?
What? Oh, we should do a chat sometime about editorial at Marvel. I think that would be fun. Would you guys like to join me on that? Would you like?
I'm sure it'd be a very positive and uplifting discussion.
We just do a tier list. It'll be a fun okay, we're not going to do anything negative. We do a tier list on everybody's favorite editors at Marvel, okay? We do a tier list, and we can only put one on each category. Okay, so it's like people.
Yeah, so no.
Funny. Also, Zach said, "Didn't people fear the Thing?" Yeah, but that was mostly for image, like for what he looked like. Didn't some people, or is that just a movie?
No, they fear. Yeah, no. And in the comics, everybody. That's why he always wore a trench coat.
Yeah, because he looked scary. It's just image, though. Like, I mean, his image was scary, not who he was. It's just he's scary looking. Kind of like the Hulk and everything. They look scary at first. And it's understandable that. Also, Zach said, yeah, Jim Shooter.
Oh, wait.
Marvel. Zach says DeFalco was okay. But did he oversee the Byrne Fantastic Four run? And oversee the Dark Phoenix saga? Also, Shooter gave us She-Hulk, so automatic win. Ooh, he did. Ultimate Agent 25, the Clone Saga is objectively worse than One More Day. Clone Saga would have been better.
All right. What about early 2000s Joe Quesada? Because early 2000s Joe Quesada gave us Mark Waid's Fantastic Four, Grant Morrison's X-Men, the Ultimate Spider-Man comics, the Sentry, Marvel Knights. Garth Ennis's Punisher.
I kind of blame it for a lot of things. I mean, but those aren't bad, I guess. I'll say this.
Those are some of the best that Marvel had to offer in the early 2000s.
Amiga Art says to Zach, don't forget Secret Wars about the She-Hulk thing. Ooh, cool. Ultimate Jack says to Ultimate Agent, nothing is worse than One More Day. It's very true. Okay, can I say something? I watched a whole entire documentary about where I got that DeFalco stuff where you got booted out and stuff was from a great video about the history of Clone Saga. And in reality, Clone Saga was supposed to end at a very brief point. But guess what? They fired DeFalco. And then when marketing got in, guess what? Marketing, the brand new editorial said, keep it going. It is super popular. It was supposed to end like pretty early on. It was supposed to end with MJ had the baby, and now we were going to have a Ben Reilly. Also, when making this comic, DeFalco strictly said there needs to be a back door. because the whole entire thing throughout the adventure was supposed to be, yeah, we don't know who's really the clone, but he said there's a back door. There needs to be a back door that confirms to us as readers and stuff, so if future writers want to write this and shit, that Peter Parker is the real Spider-Man and Ben Reilly's the clone. We need to make sure that's like legit. So yeah, that was put in, but Marvel editorial forced them to keep going, and they said this must be popular because of clones. We must push clones. Everybody add in clones, because they don't read. They don't get that it was just, as everybody points out, the reason it was so popular in the beginning was because it was so well written. Clone Saga suffered from editorial, just like One More Day was born from the darkness of editorial. The King in Power showcases how cruel they are. An evil king is revealed by how bad a comic is, I guess.
DeFalco also gave us the Thunderbolts.
Oh, DeFalco, you magnificent man.
And Spider-Girl.
Yeah. Nothing is worse than One More Day. Zach, though I will say DeFalco gave us New Warriors. Jack A131, a lot of Marvel fans left because of One More Day. Oh, no, yeah. I mean, nobody defends One More Day here. Nobody defends it. It's, I believe that readership is...
no, there's only one person I know who defends One More Day, man. His name is Zach. No, just kidding, Zach. You're good. You're good.
It's, One More Day is, yeah, nobody likes One More Day. In fact, what is it? You do comic reviews, like, everybody, even left or right field of political whatever interest.
Hello and welcome to the Top the Fourth Wall, where bad comics burn.
Yes. Everybody states One More Day was the worst written book of all time. And I will say, it will always forever have me as the greatest Alabama joke of all time. Because ironically, Joe Quesada during this said, I broke them up because I see myself as Peter. Now let me present to you Peter's new love interest, which is the fill-in for my daughter. I hear the banjos in the background, Quesada.
Why would you even say that?
Hey, I'm not the one that said it. It was him. He had some weird issues in the early 2000s. He was going through, early 2000s. He was going through a lot of shit, but I guess he just went a little bit Alabama at one point because it's he broke up with his wife and he got really having issues with his father.
That is a very child-friendly way of saying divorced.
Listen, I'm being very nice. Okay, listen, unlike you, I'm nice. I'm sorry, I need to do, we will do maybe a history of Joe Quesada, and I will add in a little banjo, and we'll put in a bio, and like just pretend to be like that, because I will always call him Alabama Man from now on, and it's really funny. I was telling somebody, because they're like, why do you not like this? I'm like, ever heard of the Alabama Saga? And they're like, what's the Alabama Saga? And I told them,
nerd. The Fantastic Four Pop-Tarts are starting to appear in nature.
Oh yeah, Jess is the local investigator of Fantastic Four food merchandise.
You can get that Little Caesars 4-way pizza.
No! Can I talk about like the coolest pizza that they ever came up with for a Fantastic Four cross promotion? No, fuck that! Fuck that! I don't want to make a video on that.
You said you want to make videos, and I told you every fucker around would die for this video. Okay, I need you to hear that. Okay, Crimson, listen to what he's about to talk about this pizza, and then tell us afterwards. Would you want to watch a video about this?
Okay, so you know how the Fantastic Four 2004 movie came out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And at least in Mexico, when I lived as a young lad, they had a promotion with Domino's. And if you ordered a pizza, like a large pizza, I think it was like a pizza or two. If you ordered a large pizza, they'd give you a Fantastic Four plate. And there were 4 plates, and they could connect with each other to make a 4-way plate, you know? Now, to go with this cross promotion, they came up with the double-decker pizza. You want to know what the double-decker pizza is?
I can only imagine 2 pizzas on top of each other.
2 thin crusts, but in between the two thin crusts is a layer of cream cheese, like Philadelphia cream cheese, and then it's sauce and cheese, and it's the gooeyest fucking pizza you will ever taste. It is like the best pizza you will ever taste.
That definitely that's something where you would have to like recreate the pizza for the video.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But doesn't it sound
but I
like
don't know.
it would
I
be
don't know.
a
I don't
video?
know how to make fucking thin crust.
That is, you know what? Every time I've ever made pizza, I've never made a thin crust because you
Yeah,
just use dough and it rises
it-
and it gets.
Yeah, but like I would have to make unleavened pizza dough.
Dude,
And
that's
how
like-
do you make unleavened pizza dough?
Fine, we'll order on Amazon somehow pre-made thin crust, and then we'll do it because, dude, this is pinnacle, okay? You know this legendary pizza for the Fantastic Four, and can be there.
Oh, no.
Ultimate Agent says
No. It's still available in the Philippines and Australia.
Gosh darn it. Alright, so, let's see here. Ultimate Agent 25. Joe Quesada couldn't accept that Peter Parker was past love triangles. Ultimate Agent tells Jack, one more day, yeah, he already said, one more day is bad. Clone Saga is worse by stretching it out for so long. We explained that, though. Ultimate Agent 25. Chicago pizza? Zach, oh good lord.
No.
Zach,
No.
I feel 20 pounds heavier just listening to that. No, it's delicious, and you're not supposed to, obviously you're not supposed to eat the whole pizza. It is a pizza you share with friends.
Every pizza is personal
Family
pan.
pizza. This is not for just you. This is for a lot of people, but I think it would be a good video. I think it would be a good video to talk about this legendary mysterious pizza, and then I've never had it, so I can't do it. I could probably try and make it, but I think Jess would be probably the better one because he ate it before. Just like get a bunch of your friends together and just film yourself trying to make this damn pizza at home. You know who else would be really good at making this? Aussie Chris, because he made that okay, if you guys don't know, there's a YouTuber called Aussie Chris. He's a really good YouTuber. He does a lot of Doctor Who videos nowadays, but back in the day, he did a whole entire thing. You remember when they did that cooking thing, Marvel Eats the Universe? He did a satire on Marvel Eats the Universe. So it was just making fun of, like, they used to, a lot of the Marvel Eats the Universe was like a lot of them were for terrible comics and stuff, so you would just make jokes about the horribleness of the comic to making like a terrible piece of food and stuff. But yeah, apparently the guy that actually was making Marvel Eats the Universe actually saw him and acknowledged his work and complimented it too.
Oh my gosh. Okay, no, this is giving me so much nostalgia. You remember the fucking Spider-Man Pop-Tarts?
Yeah,
Oh.
the razzleberry something or other.
Yeah, the Spider-Berry, the frosted
Yeah.
Spider-Berry
Where are
Pop-Tarts.
you on the internet? How did you find?
I just remember that.
Yeah, no,
Where
no,
are you
and
on the internet? He's looking up photos and he's sending it of the 90s. Be right back, bathroom. Okay, Jack. Yeah. Zach. Any pizza can be a personal pizza if you believe in yourself. No, Jack. If someone ate my whole pizza, they lose in a hand. Zach, no. But yeah, Spider-Man Pop-Tarts look pretty.
oh no. Okay, you want to know one with my favorite ice cream in the world, and it just doesn't exist anymore?
Pop-Tart flavor.
No, it's it's a Nestle Indiana Jones Kingdom of the Crystal Skull ice cream bar.
Damn it.
What the- oh,
Why are you sending me weird
what
food?
flavor is
Holy heck.
Indiana Jones flavored?
I don't know. It was just called Indiana Jones Kingdom of the Crystal Skull ice cream, and I never knew the fucking flavor.
That does look interesting. It looks like Halloween. Like I
Yeah,
just think Halloween.
No, no, like
Yeah.
it didn't taste. It didn't quite taste. No, it didn't taste like peanut butter. It didn't
Yeah.
quite taste like. It had like no, I don't know. It had like this very like specific flavor that I couldn't
What
remember.
I'm looking at, I would gather maybe like a form of salted caramel mixed with an outer shell that probably was a different flavor that commingles really well with it. Sorry, I can't show you guys the photo at the moment. Jack is back. Ultimate Agent 25. Personal gripe.
Why hasn't Reed Richards been arrested for all the horrible things he's done? Here, Ultimate Agent, I'll bring you a counter argument. Why hasn't Carol Danvers ever been arrested for torturing a small child?
Yes, that was wild.
Why hasn't the Hulk been arrested for like killing a lot of people? Why hasn't Iron Man been arrested for fucking a lot of shit during the original Civil War? The answer: writers don't know how.
Okay. It's comic books. Just fucking suspend your disbelief once in a while.
You gotta also we gotta remember though that the Marvel Universe is technically trying to make it like more realistic. So ramifications for actions should be held accountable. I will.
It's still a fucking comic book though.
Ultimate Agent says true. No.
Yes, it's still a comic book.
Because I will say, what's his name? The Inhumans should be arrested for genocide because they were genociding all the
so should the X-Men by that fucking logic.
Oh, when did they do that?
Every other time. Krakoa, fucking Genosha, Asteroid M, Avengers vs. X-Men.
Okay, maybe the X-Men
House of
or
M.
other mutants do deserve to be a little bit in trouble for that shit. Like
fucking House of M, like that's like the biggest fucking example ever.
Yeah, well, no.
Phoenix Saga.
Wait, I'm gonna. Okay, yeah, Phoenix Saga, definitely.
Yeah, no, there's
Phoenix
plenty
Saga,
fucking.
yes,
it's comic books. Don't think too hard.
Okay, Jack. Yes. I think that there are issues that should be addressed with certain things within comics. I'm not gonna lie. Kind of like at a point, you gotta say, hey, if you keep saying that Joker is the deadliest mofo around and he's locked up in Arkham and stuff at all times, why do they lock him in Arkham and nowhere else? Like Arkham just gets everybody escapes Arkham once every 2 weeks, and my cat's in front of my microphone right now, so nobody can see me. And then, what else? And then like he escapes every 2 weeks, and every time he escapes, like 40 people die. So at a point, you gotta ask, like, why aren't you just executing him? Yeah, he's insane, but even in criminal insane asylums and so forth, there is a moment where it's like, look, technically we can't cure this guy, and he's killing more people than anything else. It's just more humane to euthanize. So
it's comic books.
No. That is not an excuse anymore.
It is an excuse.
No, it is not, because if
it is.
No.
It's fucking comic books.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
No, because this time we have a tiebreaker, Crimson.
It's tough because you want stories to continue and you can't just kill off all your villains. So or have them locked up forever, because that's not fun. Like, imagine no Joker ever for like 20, 30 years. You can't do it. So they have to come up with some cockamamie reason why they're just not being executed.
They just make it
and it's like, oh, Arkham's going to study these guys.
Just make it a secret lair or some shit that he hides out in. Like, it's like, look, if you put him back into there, just say he gets away. It's like, oh, okay, well, that's fine. Well, at least
what does he do every fucking week, nerd?
Gets out of Arkham. And then
or he gets away.
I don't know about that.
It's comic books. It's silly fucking people putting on costumes and fighting each other.
But they always complain, we're serious. The Batman movie.
If you want a serious comic, read Vertigo.
Because like look, the Batman comics are displaying like, look how super uberly serious we are. It's like, if you were super serious, you would kill him. It's like, F you. That's my issue. I'm not gonna lie.
Holy shit, Garth Ennis, when did you enter into the chat?
Garth Ennis. Garth Ennis. Hey, Spirit's in here. Spirit, be nice. We are talking about comic books.
Also, we're live, so you gotta behave yourself.
There.
I think he's with his
Can't go
family.
left out of here. So how do we get to
I'm
our
gonna
Yeah, I
turn him
think
down
you
a
should.
little bit.
I think you should mute him. I think you should mute him.
I turned him down to 25. I think it was an accident. He will text us when he's ready. Okay. I think it was an accident. He butt dialed accidentally. He's very good at Spirit is great with My Little Pony comics, so yeah.
Oh, wow.
He'll be great with those.
I got a bunch of those.
He always wondered what friendship could be.
Okay, let's see here. Let's see here. Let's hear. Going back up to read shit because we were in this discussion, which actually people really enjoyed. Let's see here. Jack A13 released The Hulk has an excuse. The angrier the Hulk gets, the stronger he is. Yes. Ultimate Agent 25. All of Reed's actions in Civil War and World War Hulk. Yeah. And Jack 8131. House of M. That was all Scarlet Bitch's fault, and I mean Scarlet Witch. Yeah.
No, that's not true. That's not true. Because if it wasn't for Pietro, nothing would have happened.
What do you mean?
Well, because Scarlet Witch was in a vulnerable state after going on a having a mental breakdown and killing half the Avengers, and was being treated by Charles Xavier. But then Pietro came in and said, "Hey, you know what'd be cool? A world where we could all be happy and we could have all our wildest dreams, and mutants could be the dominant race. You should do that." And then she did that.
The biggest issue is that she had the worst writers imaginable that destroyed her on purpose to do all new Avengers, which really sucks. Like, she was
New Avengers happened before House of M.
I thought that was after. No, I'm not talking about before House of M. I'm talking about when she blew up everybody, the Avengers household that made her unstable. It's like she suffers from a lot of bad writers because they like her being a mental destroyed person. And it's like, she used to be just, like, normal. And now you just make her into this weird, like, psycho. And it's like, you guys need to stop. But, finally,
who do we have to...
Mikati Pachi says, finally, after all these years, I'm able to catch your stream. Oh, yay! I'm so happy for you, Mikapachi. Thank you for coming. Zach, Reed does do good things, too. I think he's a good dad and husband, at least.
No, okay. So here's a misconception about Reed Richards. People think he's a fucking jerk because that's what people think of him on Twitter, as a jerk. But he is one of the greatest minds, one of the greatest people, and he is more of an explorer than a superhero. Anyway. He is sometimes distracted, but he will always do the right thing. You know the horrible shit he did during Civil War?
Bad writing.
Yeah, but you want to know what? It was a good jumping off point for when Robert Kirkman took over it was not Robert Kirkman. What was his name? Jonathan Hickman took over the comic and did a whole exploration of what could I have done differently, and if there was a way I could have done things differently.
Okay, yeah. So
like he's always there to improve himself and others. What? I wasn't done with my thought.
But we got a lot more chats to go through. We got like 47 of them.
I know you don't want me, but you have to be so mean.
Yeah, I gotta be tough. Gotta be tough so we can be with all the peoples. If we don't, you can talk after.
No, okay.
Read,
okay.
Yeah, because it is very true. Ultimate Agent, stop being a destructionist. No! I'm allowed to be a little bit of a prude, a little bit of a whiner, and a little bit of a critic. I could be a little bit of Simon Cowell. Just a little bit. And yes, you can all publicly shame me for that. It's acceptable.
I'll shame you every day.
Jack A131, and I shame you all the time. And Jack A131. Also, some villains can be redeemed. Just look at Mr. Freeze. Okay, that's true.
Or the Thunderbolts.
Yes, we will talk about that later. Mikapachi, I know what nerd sounds like. So cute. I now know what nerd sounds like. So cute. Oh, thank you, Mikapachi. I'm very sick right now. So, yeah, I don't sound that good right now, but I hope you I hope to do it better in the future. Ultimate Agent 25 to Zach. Civil War and World War Hulk. Yeah, and then Zach goes, in both stories, Reed wasn't the mastermind, though. Okay, that's true.
Exactly.
I like the chat. I like the chat talking about this. Zach, Civil War, he was following Stark's lead, and World War Hulk, he was in that Illuminati. Oh, that's actually very true. Chrononaut, Snick Claw Clad. Yeah, still alive. LOL. Close to a decade. Still no harem stream. That is very true. We need to make a new harem stream. That'd be nice. I gotta get a crew together for a new harem stream.
That sounds dirty.
You're
dirty.
You're a loser. You don't know my great lore, and you're my editor. I used to have a harem stream, which was a bunch of girls that were into comics, and we used to chat and gather one guy that was like usually making a comic, and we would talk to them and interview them and ask them questions.
That's disgusting. You're dirty.
You're just a pervert incel. You definitely work for Marvel.
If I were for Marvel, I wouldn't be hanging out here.
Yeah, because you'd be in Alabama. I'm never giving it up again.
Yeah.
Stephen Paul too. Hey, what's up? Nothing much. Just hanging out. We got two friends in the chat talking about comics. Very good. I enjoy hearing about them. We also were talking about working out earlier. Mikapachi, Spidey suffers worse writers. Spidey suffers worse writers. Marvel, I can't talk right now. Marvel will not let him be happy because he's Stan's favorite. Oh, they don't like Stan, in other words, to him. I do say he suffers from Sisyphus syndrome. We get that rock up on that mountain and it goes all the way down, and it is going to cost a lot of readership to give up, because it's like, we're not here to watch the endless cycle of misery. We're here to watch something. We could go into, I should do a large discussion on what does Spider-Man mean, because a lot of older people do say, and I've talked to creators before in the past, but they say that Spider-Man represents youth, but readers tend to believe he isn't. He represents growing up. But back to the regular thing. Zach Hickman, the GOAT. Yeah, Hickman is amazing. Mikapachi, what about the fact Doom healed Ben because Reed wouldn't?
Well, no. That's a misconception, because when he did that, that was when he stole the Beyonder's powers in Secret Wars. That does not count, because he was using bullshit god powers.
That's kind of cool, though. He did that. Yeah, that's kind of neat. Stephen Paltu, finally seeing a live stream from NerdWonder, discovering her through Twitter. Aww, thank you. Ultimate Agent 25, Reed feeling sorry for what he did doesn't excuse what he did. Yeah, but
yeah, he knows that. He knows that. He that's why he wants to improve and learn from his mistakes.
Atoning for your sins. And repenting is a good step in the right direction.
Anybody on Twitter mentioning anything?
Clan says, as for Reed, I think the problem, which is evident, is the writers lack the necessary intelligence to write Reed. Could be. A lot of people do, like, it's a mix. I hear that the latest run is pretty good. I don't know, who did they have before on the run? I forgot.
For what?
For Fantastic Four, Chrononaut, Snake.
Okay. So in the 2000s, you started out with Mark Waid, which was an amazing run. I think it is the definitive Fantastic Four run.
Mark Waid.
Then after Mark Waid, you had that period between Civil War and Dark Reign that I try to remember.
Oh, Mikapachi says, who's more petty, Doom with Reed or Jameson with Spidey? Doom with Reed.
Doom with Reed. Jinx, Yomi Coke.
Nick Spencer did write in his run, which is still canon. It's a miracle it's still canon because the editorial's kind of a bitch. But Nick Spencer wrote that Peter revealed himself to Jameson, and they made up for all the past years.
Also, they were cousins.
Technically.
Or half-brothers?
I don't really count that. It's kind of weird. I don't think he even acknowledged it in that run, but it's
Oh,
really
Carl Kessel. That was the.
it's a real interesting thing. A lot of people have interesting ideas and takes on why Jameson is so hard on Spidey, which is I really like a lot of people's takes on it. But yeah, the pettiness is definitely Doom because it's more of it's against his ego. Jameson sometimes originally apparently it was because he was envious. Other times it's because he sees a reckless child that meanwhile people idolize him when it should be more positive role models because he actually is a good person. Like people have pointed out that he's always looking for the truth and stuff. Others think that he may actually know that Peter Parker was Spider-Man and that he just did this to make sure that he could handle the cruelty of the world around him. It's kind of interesting. But yeah, Doom is just a petty guy that he couldn't handle, that Reed was actually much smarter than him because he dealt with the world and everything so cruelly. And it's like, I struggled and everything. So he's envious in a way, and he's angry because he believes he deserves to be smarter and stuff. Let's see here. Russ says, I know you're the designer of the Crabman character. Sorry to hear you're sick. A speedy and thorough recovery to you. Aw, thank you. Yes, I am. I did draw the Crabman character. Yeah, I drew that one time. It was very fun. A friend of mine, Switchpoint, actually is the colorist of it. He did a great job.
Wait, Switch?
Yeah, Switch.
Colored?
Yeah, he colored Crabman. You can ask him about it. We'll tell you about tell her about it later to you. Mikapachi. By the way, I was going through my drawers of the other day. The other day, I found an issue of Spider-Man 2099 with Thor on the cover. Oh, that's kind of cool. That's the era. I kind of like that concept where apparently Thor's Norse mythology has become a religion again in that world.
Well, just Thor.
Oh, well, that's weird. Wouldn't you want to just spread? Wouldn't it just revive completely the religion of Norse?
No, just Thor.
I think that's a little bit strange.
No, just Thor.
Yeah, that. Oh, that's kind of like a. I think they should have pushed it with the other stuff. Does anyone remember what Stephen Paltu asks? Does anyone remember when Iron Fist trained Peter after he lost his spider sense, and he got the way of the spider? Then
Isn't that a dance? Isn't that a dance lot thing? I don't read dance lot.
Nobody reads dance lot.
I vaguely remember that.
Yeah, when was it? Do you know when it was, Crimson?
I just him mentioning spider style just like made a little pop go in my brain. I'm like, oh, I do kind of remember that, but I can't recall anything about it.
I think
just it's probably
there's a reason we don't. There's probably a reason we don't acknowledge its existence. There's a lot of things we don't acknowledge, like the Spidey card. Yeah. I will never acknowledge it.
Yes, they do.
We do acknowledge the spider buggy.
Just spider buggy is the goat.
Dan Slott made it, and I mean tried to make it cool.
He didn't make it.
I will kill you. No, like he didn't make it. It used to be a joke on like this is like shitty marketing for things that don't need to exist. And then he did it later, and he's like, look how cool it could be. And I'm like, I hate you so much in so many ways.
I'm sure the spider buggy existed before Spider-Verse.
It did. Dude, you don't know the real story? It's from the, I think the early 80s. Peter was low on funds, and this company wanted to market this brand new car, and they decided if they got a superhero to run it, it'd be the best. It was supposed to be a joke. It was supposed to be a statement on why we don't sell merchandise of toys that don't make sense for certain superheroes, and that was supposed to be it. So he was forced to ride this car, and he couldn't stand the thing. Because it's like, why would I drive this car when I could literally swing everywhere? Why would I do this because of when I could do this? It's like, it's ridiculous. I don't need this. So yeah, it was just a joke on that. And to kind of state that. And then Dan saw tried to market it. And it's like, Dad, you ruined everything. You don't understand things. I hate you. Okay, I shouldn't be mean though. Really shouldn't be mean. Let's see here. What else we got here? Alright, Steven, yeah, okay, Avika Pachi. I also has issue 1 of Generation X. It's worth less than a bag of Skittles. Wow. Really?
I'm gonna double check this.
Bag of Skittles. Holy crud. That's really low. Ultimate Agent 25 to Mikapachi. When your arch enemy cares more about your best friend. Oh,
wait. A bag of Skittles costs $15 to you?
No. Oh,
Because Generation X #1 is $16 on eBay right now.
Depends. It could be just a scalper trying to raise the price.
No, most are being sold at $15 to $20.
Hey, that's kind of not.
So I don't know what kind of bags or skills you're buying, but
it's that big ass bag you get at
I got
Walmart.
the Spider-Man Marriage Annual, the special for $25 back in the day. I don't know.
I'm seeing here Generation X #1, $15.
I'm just bummed I didn't. That was the comic I forgot to get signed by Stan Lee. Like that would have been cool. Jameson, sure. Stephen Paul too. The Jameson making sure Peter could handle the world reminds me of Hunter Zolomon Zoom's motivation for being Wally's villain. Wait, Zoom literally has a motivation to being a villain aside from I have a weird addiction to this man. Oh wait, no, that's not Eobard. Okay.
Eobard.
Oh, Eobard. Okay.
No, not Ebonics, nerd. Jeez, you racist.
Ebonics. I don't know words. I don't know.
No.
I don't know his motivation for being Wally's villain.
Why? I know exactly why. I used to be a huge Reverse Flash dork.
Well, no. Well, then tell us what was
So
Hunter Zolomon's
Eobard.
Hunter Zolomon's Zoom motivation.
Oh, he's just pissed because he lost the ability to walk. Flash wouldn't do shit because of Flash, and Flash wouldn't do shit. So he said, "Fuck you! I'm gonna steal a suit to make me walk again." And I'm gonna be, and also my dad was a serial killer, so I'm gonna become a criminologist. And then Gorilla Grodd fucking destroyed his fucking back.
What?
And he asked Wally, go back in time and fucking fix my back by making Gorilla Grodd fucking dumb or something. And Wally says, no, I can't change the past. So Hunter Zolomon says, fuck you. I'm going to cure my paralysis and I'm going to fucking use a drug to make me super fast. And then I'm going to become Zoom.
What the fuck?
And that's how Hunter Zolomon became Zoom.
Ultimate Agent 25, Doom 2099 was written by Warren Ellis. So
yeah.
Oh, Warren Ellis. Yeah, that's interesting.
So yeah, nerd. That's what this Hunter Zolomon is.
Mika Pachi,
just
what about? Oh yeah. What about the Thanos copter? We also don't talk about the Thanos copter. Thanos copter. Actually, that was during the era that Thanos was supposed to be. He was their response to Darkseid, because everyone knows Darkseid is but they wanted to make it a joke. So yeah, that was that. Until later, they decided we should make him serious. Mikapachi, I looked it up online. It's worthless. Yeah, I don't know. You guys would have to discuss that with each other then.
I'm looking at it right now. The lowest I've seen it is $8.
Mikapachi, last I checked, they were $1.82. Yeah, that is.
When was the last time you checked? 1999?
Apparently, a few days. Mikapachi, okay, what's more petty, Doom or Zoom? Oh.
Doom, because Zoom is just a petty bitch because Wally wouldn't go back in time for him.
Well, that's Doom. Oh wait, yeah, that is the Doom. Doom is super petty because he's I can't stand this guy who wants to be my best friend. I can't stand him for actually being smarter than me in this field, and he wants to help me. I can't stand it. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, Mika 3 weeks ago. I checked.
What, 3 weeks ago in 1999? Yeah, I get it. Sorry. I'm gonna keep saying that.
But he probably looked at the collector's actual pricing and stuff. Meanwhile, eBay may be trying to raise.
No, okay, Mikapachi. There's a difference in the naming conventions of the Reverse Flashes. You got the Reverse Flash, otherwise known as Professor Zoom.
Mikapachi said I meant Reverse Flash Zoom.
Yeah. So Mikapachi, there's Reverse Flash, otherwise known as Professor Zoom, otherwise known as Eobard Thawne. Then you have Hunter Zolomon, otherwise known as Zoom. There's a difference.
Zoom.
Uh,
Ultimate Agent says to Mikapachi, Doom has charm.
haha.
That's why we love Doom.
Okay, so there.
Mikapachi says, okay.
Okay, so there's Reverse Flash, who also is known as Professor Zoom or Zoom, but that's not always the case. There's also there's Zoom, which is da 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 da. I'm trying to think of the other. There's New 52 Reverse Flash, which is what's his name? Bucky West. Fuck. I don't like to remember New 52, so I don't remember his name.
You know,
Daniel West.
That one. Was he like Wally's half brother?
I don't know. I don't read New 52.
Nobody reads New 52.
And then you have Edward Claris, otherwise known as the Rival, who was Jay Garrick's.
So Mika wants to rephrase
reverse.
it. So Doom versus Reverse Flash, who is more petty?
Okay. Finish saying all of the Reverse Flashes.
No, there's
Okay.
too many. No, we're ADHD as fuck. Do not make us do this to us.
Okay. Reverse Flash. Reverse Flash. He is the pettiest man alive.
He's just making
You know
sure
how the Flash is.
It was me, Barry guy. He wants to elaborate.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Eobard Thawne is the pettiest man alive. You know how like Barry is like the fastest man alive? It's the Reverse Flash is the pettiest man alive.
Well, if you're gonna be
The
something,
man became a living paradox just so he could fuck with Barry. The most Doctor Doom has done was send Franklin to hell. And even then, it wasn't that long. Yeah, Franklin was scarred for like a few issues.
Guys. I love how it just went out, like it was like, yeah, go on, give us some Doom stuff. Cause like technically Doom's done a lot of stuff. Doom doesn't like anything. He's like, Reed, I will defeat you.
How about naming his goddaughter after his fucking ex-girlfriend?
He's always weird. Mikapachi, new challenger has arrived. Reverse Flash versus Dio Brando. Dio. What's funny is that Reverse Flash can go back in time, but Dio can stop time. That's always kind of funny. If you really think about it. Dio is... His existence was specifically... He just hated... There was not really a reason. Like, Dio hated the Joestar line because just existing. And he was like, I just want to destroy you. I don't like anybody. I hate everything around me and I don't really care. I just want to be better than everyone else. And in fact, still, the Joestar still loved him. And he was like, you son of a bitch! Why? It's kind of like Reed in the way, where Reed is all like, oh, hi, Doom! And then Doom's like, I hate you, Reed! And then Reed's like, I will see you later, BFF! It's like that all the time. It's like, oh, my best friend's here! And then he's like, I hate you! And then Reed's all like, I don't care, yeah, we'll see you later! That's like how I always see it, is that Reed just feels bad because they were friends. Or at least Reed always considered each other friends, but in the meantime, Doom just, like, really hated him for existing. He's like, this son of a bitch. And it's like, oh man, I too love science. I'm so glad I get to talk to somebody about science. Wow! And then, like, Doom's like, I must destroy this man. His existence is my fuel. Oh, wait, guys. Are we sure that not the pettiest man is just Black Manta, who hates Aquaman for no reason aside from just existing. It was like he just one day woke up when Aquaman was born, like one day when they grew up. Suddenly, the planets just aligned and digged in his head. I have to go kill a strange half mermaid man in the water. I just have this strange thing to go kill this one guy.
Nerd.
What?
Did you see in VC chat?
What did you send me in the VC chat? Oh, that's funny. You see, man. Yeah, you sent me Deltarune jokes. But, like, yeah. Dude, it's 11. I think I've been keeping you guys here for too long, but
can I just say something?
Yeah.
I hope it doesn't piss off your chat, but I watched the first episode of Ironheart, and it's pretty good.
That's apparently people have said that, and it's like for a show that was delayed for about 5 years, that's kind of interesting. Some people have been saying that Carter I said it was good, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't really want to condone the industry plant, but dang it, I don't know.
Well, that industry plant was written by actual writers instead of just like being like farted out.
Yeah, that's amazing. Wow, it's almost as if you really do want to market into a certain thing, maybe you shouldn't make an industry plant and instead, like, write something instead of shoving it into ChatGPT. Wow, it's almost as if you put in work, people will like shit. But
how do you feel about your favorite Sunday strip being on actual Sunday strips?
Oh, I love it. Yeah, they're great.
We're talking about Rosebuds, yeah.
Rosebuds, yeah. VK Pachi, I saw Doom literally travel back in times to stop Reed's plan. When it was revealed the future was a paradise, Doom admitted he just wanted the credit. Ultimate Agent 25, you're insane. Yeah. Doom is a super petty guy, just because, yeah, you can't stand it. If he was like, what is it? There's a world, he found a world where he himself actually did accept humility, that he was wrong, and did do the calculations that Reed said, and that his life was for the better because of it. And then he destroyed that world because he couldn't stand in that world that he was friends with Reed Richards. That's how weird this man is. Like, oh my gosh. I think my avatar's dying. But, okay, Crimson, do you have something to tell the chat?
I don't know.
Oh, Crimson.
We've been going on who's the pettiest. It's just Doom goes from me like liking him, but then when you really like look into like his motivations, it's like, oh yeah, he's actually kind of pathetic and like why he does the things he does. Like, I don't know. I go back and forth on Doom being cool in my mind.
Doom is always cool, in my opinion. Go ahead. I'm interrupting.
No. But yeah. That's what I'm like in my mind. Everything I think when I think of Doom, I always think of all the cool, awesome things. But when you really like how we're just discussing all these literal, almost silly levels of pettiness, just like, come on, man, you're literally better than all of this, and he just can't get over it. That I guess that just makes Doom.
That's what makes Doom so great.
I love that. Like, yeah, it's we could do a total stream about Doom sometime, but this was really fun to do a little ranting with you guys. This meant a lot that I can.
You never ended up playing Tony Hawk.
No, because I would have been more distracted. Also, because it needed to still.
You have to really lock in with Tony Hawk.
Yeah, I was.
If you want to play well.
Yeah,
I used to play it. I used to play it an hour a day last year.
Tony Hawk's beautiful. We will do a Tony Hawk stream though. But I'm gonna close out this stream. But thank you all for joining us today. Thank you very much, my guests, Jess and Crimson Sin. I am so happy you got to meet each other and talk a little bit about comics. And thank you all for joining. Is there anything else you guys want to say to the chat?
Nope. You can just catch me. I'm over on X. That's where I'm probably most active at
what's your
C15 podcast. And then YouTube, the Crimson 15 podcast over on YouTube. And I just do pop culture videos, mainly cartoons, movies, and comic books. I kind of fallen off a little bit, but I think I'm going to start up again doing comic reviews again.
Yay. I love that.
All right.
Yeah.
You have a Viper.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not-
For Arizona.
He's from Arizona.
Ew, Arizona.
You're
Hot as hell.
You don't know their best iced tea is born there.
Yeah,
It's
but it's
actually
like it's 90% desert.
Oh,
Ew.
Mike Pachi. So
Yes, it
here
is.
I am, doing everything I can.
Let's not copyright this song.
Oh yeah.
So let's probably not sing it along.
Okay. Ultimate Agent 25. The only timeline without hurt, pain, or suffering is the timeline where Doom rules the universe. LOL.
That's not true.
Lies. That is propaganda.
That's Latverian propaganda. We will not have it in our American stream.
Propaganda. Okay. Ultimate Agent, the Panther God of Wakanda agrees. Shadow Wolf Prime. Hello, nerd. Hi, Shadow Wolf Prime. We're actually gonna head out now because it's very, very late, and I don't want to keep my little guests on for any longer. But you can come and chat with us again. We will do another stream in the future. Feel free to DM me with suggestions on what we should stream in the future and other stuff. But until then, I'll see you guys later.